All right, hey everyone, this is Scott Garibay, and we are starting our D&D 5th edition modern game. And so this is going to be kind of a really unusual game. And so this is a concept where essentially the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition world is merged with Earth. Those two are connected, kind of slammed together, and is going to be featuring...
Nathan Nerdarchy.
Yes.
Nerdarchy is Dave.
Nerdarchy is Ryan.
Nerdarchy is Ted.
I'm just Bart.
And just Bart.
Yeah, exactly.
I realize we're going to have to call him just Bart for the rest of the session.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all right. And so let's let's jump right in. Okay. And one of the great things for the first time in any game, I get to say this. You know, for the first time in any game, these books are completely open to you. You can use them at any time during this game. I'm not sure that has ever been done in any D&D game. Every single core book is completely available. You can open it up, you can refer to it, and actually, you probably will need to as we go through this. So let's jump right in. All right. So it is 4 p.m. on a weekday in 2015, and you guys are actually, everybody would be where they would normally be, and the first thing that happens is you are doing your normal Nerdarchy duties, and you're working hard on cutting some video, and you have your editing software open on one screen, and you have another screen open, and you just you see something unusual on that other screen, just something on your Facebook feed that says, oh, there's some kind of very strange event in Boston, Massachusetts. And and they cut over, and you see a scene in Boston, Massachusetts, in the city. There's kind of like a condominium, and half of it is cracked off, and there's beams of light that are kind of like streaming out of it at different intervals, and you can see people are coming out and they're coughing as though they were poisoned. You're thinking, wow, that's kind of unusual, right?
So I'm watching that, I'm like, holy crap, and I look at the time, I go, oh, Ryan's still working. So I shoot him a text real quick, and then I call up Ted, I'm like, dude, did you see this shit? And he's like, no, because he doesn't watch any news or anything like that ever. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, dude, they're dying.
So you immediately go on, and so actually, I'm really curious. He tells you about an event he wants you to look at. What news source do you go to?
All right.
Where would you go to learn more?
So I'm at work doing my data entry thing just on the outskirts of Philadelphia, typing away. And so I get this text, and then I'll probably head over to Facebook.
Yep. All right.
And since I tried him doing it on the down low, I'm using the work network, which is super slow. And so I'm probably still waiting for the news feed to load. What's happening right now? Probably cursing under my breath and listening to headphones as all this goes down.
All right, and so you go on to Facebook, and you're looking for this terrible occurrence in Boston, Massachusetts, and before you get there, you see something coming up where one of your friends has posted a picture that came off of somebody's cell phone, and there's just a paragraph below it, and it says, a barbecue joint in Atlanta, Georgia, is on fire, and from the picture, there's these strange intermittent streams of light coming out of the roof of the barbecue place, and there are EMT workers coming out, and they have fire. The material on their jackets are literally on fire. Okay, and you're like, whoa, that's alarming.
So I'm gonna tweet that crazy shit to like anybody seeing this, and that comes out through the Nerdarchy.
Oh, so you put it up through the Nerdarchy, and then we go to you.
Well, if Dave calls me, you know, I work out of my basement, so I'm sitting in front of my computer. So I would literally just pull up a search engine, and as outdated as I am, I use Yahoo.
Okay, yes.
So I just got a tweet notification that someone just favorited a tweet from Nerdarchy, and I look at it and open the picture, and I see these guys running around on fire. So I quick go over to one of the apps I use online to make memes, and I turn it into a meme real quick. And these guys just failed their save, and I put it up on Nerdarchy, the Facebook fan page.
Oh my God. Okay. You have uninspiration.
Is that anywhere as good as inspiration?
Did you hear where I said it was an EMT worker?
Disadvantage.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So you go on, and you're like, oh, I better look up this stuff that's going on in Boston and Atlanta. But before you get there, you see that in Nashville, Tennessee, right, there is a music studio, and it looks the same thing. Half the building is cracked off, There's streams of light coming out of the roof, but the people coming out but when you look at it, there's EMT workers and firemen, and they are literally chipping someone out of a block of ice, right? And so you're like, whoa.
So I'll confirm with Dave. Did you say Atlanta, Georgia, or Boston?
Boston, dude.
Because there's something going on in who's that, Atlanta?
Yeah, exactly.
In Atlanta as well.
All right.
And I'll tell him to go look up, give him the URL.
So at this point, where would you be in the middle of the afternoon usually?
At 4 o'clock,
Yeah.
I would probably be cooking dinner.
Okay, so you're
Totally unplugged.
So he's oblivious. He's
Are you listening to music?
pancakes.
all right, so that's good.
Probably watching some stream of something, but not like
Right.
something.
His kids are outside chilling on a tree.
Yeah.
So
Go
at
on,
that
cut
point,
those weeds and put them in the basket for food.
so one of your neighbors comes over and she's just like, "Have you seen what's going on?" And so she starts talking to you. You get on the horn and you immediately call Nate, right? The two of you go onto your social network sites and you look.
Yeah, sure.
And the first thing you see, and actually, so you bring over your laptop and you put it here, and you're still chopping your onions, right? Doing both, multitasking, and you see that in Denver, Colorado, there is it's exactly the day it is right now. So we're in August, late August, and you see a ski resort, which is, normally doesn't have any snow right now, and you can see just some hikers that are around that are looking up toward this beautiful chalet, right? And again, like half the building sheared off, and it's surrounded by emergency workers, so police officers, EMT workers, firemen. They're all around this chalet, and they're bringing out people who are essentially, you can see they're almost like they're posed like statues. They're paralyzed, right? And they're like taking these people out. Okay, then
see, kids, drugs are bad.
and then you
Makes me
see
think of Harry Potter.
you go over and you look, and there is a pool hall in Chicago, Illinois. Same structure, and you can see that the emergency workers around there, two of them are having to carry another guy out, and he's fine. He actually, you can see that he's breathing, but he's very weakened, and he's just can't hold up his own weight. Okay, at this point, do any of you? So at this point, I'm assuming all of you would converge here. Is that correct, or would you continue to talk over your devices?
Well, at this point, the only thing I see is something in Chicago, so I'm just going to text my wife what's for dinner.
Gotcha.
4 o'clock, that's what I'm doing.
So about another 30 minutes goes. You guys have all pieced together.
So as soon as we see all these
Yeah.
sort of things about this,
Okay,
I start trolling the news for a terrorist organization type of stuff. Half expecting that.
All right, and so at this point,
I would actually call Dave.
okay,
Say hey, I bet we could use this in some way.
yeah,
There's paralyzed.
That's when I go.
There's
That's when I
people
send
in
him
Colorado.
and message him the link to the meme I made.
Not like that, Dave.
so the first thing we're going to do is everybody's going to have an insight check. All right, so if you have insight, you can use your proficiency. Remember your proficiency dice. I'm going to set your DC. Don't tell me what you
Oh,
got
using
yet.
proficiency die?
I am setting it
plus?
right now. So you're using insight.
Your proficiency bonus is +4.
Right.
So are we using proficiency die or using just a flat bonus?
So if you have a +4, you get a D8.
Right. Okay.
All right.
All right.
And a +2 is a D6.
I'm still chopping dinner.
If you have a D3, if you have a +3, you get a D6.
I'm in my car listening to news, but I rolled 15, so.
All right.
Nope. So maybe I'll think of something different.
14. Okay. So anybody meet a 20? No. Okay. So you guys are not clear what's going on yet.
Yeah,
So
I wouldn't. With a handful of happenstances, I wouldn't gather that we would.
Yeah. So at that point, you are here, and you are at your home, and the next thing that happens, okay, and then you guys have heard most of those. All right, and the next thing that happens is you are here, and you hear wah, wah, right, and you hear it and you look out, and in front of the house are two large recreational vehicles, right? The
Okay.
things, yeah. So these would be what people would go on long trips with.
Okay, yeah.
Right. So yeah, and they're two very nice new ones, right?
So
And so
RVs?
you're like, wow, yes, RVs. That is exactly right. And so, and one is like kind of that copper brown, and one is silver, but they're both of the same matching. They have like kind of a swirl over them, and so you go out, and this guy jumps out, and he comes up, and he goes, "You're Ted Adams, aren't you?"
Yes.
He goes, "Hey."
You are.
He says, "It's such an honor to meet you," and he like shakes your hand, and he says, "Oh, sorry." He says, "I am William Coconato," and he says, "I know this is really strange to hear this." He goes, "But I was just visiting my grandmother," and he goes, and then this little old lady like pokes her head out, and she kind of waves, and he goes, "This is gonna sound crazy, but I got to talk to you, right?" And he says,
Okay.
"Yeah." He says, "Hey, listen, my grandma's kind of unusual lady, right? She gets these really weird feelings and like gets really worried.
Okay.
And we all really kind of humor her. We did for a long time, but when we stopped humoring her, and the reason why is my grandmother. She's very blessed. My grandfather died a few years ago, and I just really." Whenever she gets really worried, we get really worried.
Okay.
And this is her recreational vehicle, and that's her friend Sally's. And then this lady like pokes her head out, and she goes, "Hey!" And she goes, "And listen, I know this is going to sound strange, but if you've been checking out the news, something major is going down. It's like there's a 9/11 in every city, in half the cities."
We've kind of been talking about that, ourselves.
Yeah, he goes, and we think the stuff's going to go right. He says, "I think there's going to be some serious trouble right here in Cincinnati." No pun intended. He goes, "But I think there could be some real problems, and my grandmother is worried. So I wanted to stop here because I am a huge fan of Nerdarchy, and I really wanted to stop here before we go. We're heading up to Canada."
Okay.
And the reason why is my grandmother knows some people up there. They have this beautiful area. It's high up in the mountains. There's beautiful fishing. There's very few people. And whatever's going to go down here in this nation in the next few days, you might not want your families here to see it. And honestly, I would say that what I was saying was crazy, but I have learned not to ignore my grandmother.
What kind of senses or whatnot does she, or premonitions? What does she think is going to happen?
Well, she saw that, and she said she feels like that what is about to happen is each one of these events would have the same magnitude as 9/11. So she feels that we're looking
There's gonna
at
be a lot of fallout.
multiple 9/11 situations. Exactly. She says, "Listen, she's calling a couple people. We're going to be here for about 2-3 hours.
Okay.
Right? But if you have anybody you want to send up with us to Canada, they can go. All right?"
So I'll immediately, excuse myself and get on the horn. Dave, you did the conference call thing before. Can you conference everybody in?
All right, so I conference call Nate and Ryan in.
Right. Okay. And Bart as well.
Yeah,
So you
well-
guys are all on, and you're all looking at your devices.
I feel so included.
What's up? What's up with all this clusterfuck? What's going on?
So I know this is convoluted. What did you say the guy's name was?
Oh, his name is William Coconato.
William Coconato. I don't know if you guys remember him from viewer comments and whatnot. But he's literally right outside the house right now with a couple of our RVs, and he thinks that
Did you say Arby's? I mean, I'm not really hungry yet.
recreational vehicles.
I see. I get it.
And,
the connection.
He thinks, or his grandma thinks, however you want to call it, that some massive stuff is going to go down, and that thinks that if we want to get our families up to Canada and out of harm's way, he's willing to make it happen.
So let me get this
So
straight.
you're gonna just send your family with this guy you don't even know?
Some dude on the internet just stalked you to your house, and you think it's a good idea to put the kids in the car?
Wait, how
Your
bad
wife,
is he-
sure, maybe, but the kids?
Oh, you guys are killing me. Okay, all right.
How bad is this going? How bad does he think it is?
Yeah, and what exactly is talking
Actually,
about?
so you guys
jumping on your
have
tail.
all been on your phones and on your devices, and it is getting worse. There is absolutely multiple deaths at each site, right? There's a swirl of crazy talk, and also there's a
Yeah, like
very
some random guy with a
distinct
kid at my children's.
hum of we got to get ready for our next Iraq. People are already saying the Republicans all over the net going, this means war. We
don't know who we're fighting yet.
Yeah.
So you know, all this kind of reminds me of Team America with talking the multiple 9/11s, but all that.
I never saw Team America. What was that about?
Oh, it's hilarious, but probably not in the current context. Very good.
America!
Yeah.
Okay, just go check it out. It's funny.
So where should we rally? Your house, Ted?
Well, yeah, I would say come here because this is where the dude is.
A ration of shit for missing dinner.
all right.
Bring her.
Yeah, if we're talking about sending families and loved ones off with strangers, why not?
Well,
Sure, you can have my children. That seems like a really good idea.
All right. So at this point, so you guys begin to come over, right? And so you put on the television. I'm sorry, the radio in your car, or you turn on your so you put on the radio in your car. We all still have radios in our cars, and so you hear about Los Angeles, California, and how in Los Angeles a chop shop is having an issue. Same event is happening there, and the people that are being brought out are asleep.
Really?
Okay.
Couldn't get Justin Bieber?
And then you also hear that in Salt Lake City, Utah, there is people who are being physically pushed out of the building as well as lightning. That's a big one, okay? And then the last one is in Seattle, Washington. You hear that people are being brought out with acid damage to their body, and when they're moving extremely slowly. At that point, you've heard
So it's
all.
not a grunge show.
Right now, you've heard them all, and I'm going to give you guys another chance. And with that more information, I'm actually going to give you a lower DC slightly, but still fairly high. Give me 1 second to set it.
Oh, I did well there.
All right. Okay.
Apparently, Philly's the place to be, guys.
26.
20. Oh, you got it. All right.
19.
No,
18.
18.
all right. Actually, what do you got?
11.
11. Every single one of you got it,
Mark?
and you're like, holy crap. That exactly maps. You are the first one. You go, oh my gosh, that's every chromatic breath weapon, and you say that is every. What are the bronze metallic?
No,
That is
it's
every.
a lot of metallics, yeah.
That is every metallic, and so
That's
it's
like a
the second
really
you hear
weird
that, you're like,
coincidence.
oh, that's really scary. And then the moment you guys hear that, you actually start looking at the pictures, and
Yeah, I want to go back and investigate the
and the lights
scenes.
that are coming out of New York are blue.
Remember this, just
Are blue,
remember.
which perfectly lines up with the blue dragon's lightning. The black dragon in Philadelphia, the black dragon colors that are being seen there,
Who's the name?
perfectly lined up with the acid, and the lights that are coming out are exactly the color of the dragon that it would be. These intermittent lights that are coming off of whatever object is inside these buildings.
All right, so I want to start. I want to start, scanning to do any like as much research as I can to see if there's any coverage that's getting closer views to see what is exactly emanating. Are they hiding stuff? I mean, I know paparazzi is usually all about trying to get in there, so there's got to be a ton of footage. I'm going to focus on Philly. What is around Philly?
So Philadelphia, it's actually in. I'm sorry, Dan. So in Philadelphia, I'm not sure if I actually read that one yet. It is. It's actually in the art museum.
Okay.
So an art museum is like half of its roof is cut off. There's light shining out of it.
What's on
It's
display
right.
at the art museum right now? It's not like Monet or something.
It was the Mongols for a little while there. They might still have that stuff there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was.
Damn Mongolians!
Yeah, Mongolians. They actually had
I like
technology
it.
to
I
see.
thought that was at the Franklin Institute.
I think
it was
you're
the
right.
Franklin
Yeah, that is
Institute,
correct.
Oh.
Yeah.
But let me say about the Mongolians.
Oh, by the way, I will tell you if anybody's interested, Sunflowers is there. It's worth $80 million. So yeah. I'm not kidding. There's an $80 million painting. There's actually well over $500 million.
So I'm on my way with my family
Yeah.
driving to Ted's
Yeah.
house, right? And I'm hearing all this crap. So I say to my wife, I'm like, get on your work phone and call work to see what's going on. She works at Fort Dix McGuire,
Oh, yeah.
and she's actually has contact with
I'll let you know.
the the colonel from the base.
That's awesome. Okay.
Because she runs the UPH department and housing all the soldiers, and she has to work with all those people.
So that is going to be an investigation roll with advantage for your wife's help. I will set the DC. Good luck.
Good.
And I'm currently driving over the TEDs. I can't, unfortunately,
This is
drive
going
and
to
do
be just a
research.
straight die.
Yeah.
So I passed
A 12.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so here's what they say. Oh, you missed by 3. Sorry. So she says, oh, they are mobilizing military forces in every single city, and she says, and actually, President Obama's assistant has specifically ordered military forces to be kept away from each of those sites because they don't want.
I turned to my wife, whose department is being closed on Monday, because the government is taking it back over because there's nobody there. I said, babe, this is awesome. We're going back to war. You're gonna have your job back. They're gonna need you now.
She's like, oh, that's pretty good. She says, hey, listen, I'll keep searching. And she says, yeah, I'll call some other people as well. Right? So she keeps going. So she remains on the line. Anybody else want to make any other actions before you arrive? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to check out, do a quick search on the videos and look at them again and see, are they staying a certain distance back for everything?
Right. That's a great question. So both of you were looking at specific pictures, yeah.
Because I've got training on hazmat and emergency response stuff specifically for chemical things.
There are.
So I want to look at the one that looked like it was like a poisoning and kind of look at, what's the distance they're trying to keep from this thing, because it gives me an idea of what kind of chemicals are involved.
That's a great point. So they've been trying to get people in at every single site to determine what's there, right? And each time they've been sending people in, people are getting badly hurt.
Yeah.
And
they
actually,
also the full
Hazmat suits.
Marshmallow Man suits, with the respirators and all kinds of craziness.
yes,
style?
yeah. Actually,
Okay.
as far as no, they actually haven't gotten that. There's no CDC levels material at any of them. In fact, you already know this. They're very worried about what's happening here. President Obama has already told his people, listen, there's already a lot of buzz about war. I don't want any military. I don't want the military near any of these sites. Mobilize them, keep them 20 miles out from any of these sites.
We're sending in the drones.
I want our emergency, and now actually that is the next issue. Not military drones. You two try to get every paparazzi. You're looking at every paparazzi view you can, things like that.
I'm I've got the inspiration that there's, I have to have a realistic view at this point in time. It's coincidence that there's, Dungeons, Dragons, breath weapon, symbology. But I'm not going to really think that there's a black dragon, in Philadelphia.
Yeah. So here's what
I want to.
You want proof.
I want to find as much information as I can, and since Philly is the closest, I need to know what's in Philly that could possibly come this direction.
You should call Scott Garrity. Maybe he knows something.
Scott, you're in Philly. What can you tell me?
He goes, you know what? He goes, and so he goes, oh, I'm playing Warhammer, but he goes, as soon as that's done, I'll help you out.
Well, 8 hours later,
with my buddy Andrew Burns. All right, he goes, oh, I'm running Tau, right? Okay, all right, okay. So at that point, you get a text from, you actually get an email from Brandon Wiss. And he goes, hey, big Nerdarchy fan from Rockford, Illinois. And he goes, hey, I got some things I want to send you. And he goes, and actually, so
it was nothing related to the adventure.
You two are on a Facebook chat, and he sends the link to both of you, right?
Okay.
And what it is, and you've been trying every angle you could and there's hundreds of pictures, right? Okay. There's pictures from everybody but the EMT workers. And
wait, this is very important, Scott. What exactly did you type into your search?
What I'm trying to find information?
This is very important.
Why is it very important?
He's a search engine expert. So he
knows how to find the thing.
Whatever it is, do not type tentacles and image. Whatever you do.
Live feed of commercial drones that are being run out of Philadelphia and out of Atlanta, and they both show the same thing, right? And so no
So
other...
in the background in the Atlanta video
So
saying,
these are-
bless his heart.
By the way, these are 4-propeller, $1,000 drones available right over Amazon. They're very expensive, but they're high end.
Affiliate link in the Nerdarchy.
And these are, and there's a guy standing in Fairmount Park going, and looking at what he can see, and it shows right down in, and it shows. So you're looking at Philly and you're looking at Atlanta, and 2 feeds from 2 commercial drones live on an internet. And they're running it through YouTube's new gaming channel because it's closest to Twitch, right? And what you see is it is clear. You actually see
it's going to be better than Twitch.
in both circumstances. You see the eggs, and there's massive burn scars where the eggs hit. The eggs are in perfect tack, but it looks like they hit like a meteorite, right? They're completely perfect. They're gleaming in the colors of their dragon, and also it looks like there's some kind of magical effect. They literally sparkle, but they match exactly the color. They are 3 feet wide and look to be about 150 pounds. Which
screen grab it and immediately put it in a Facebook chat to these guys.
Dude, when they do that, my buddy Larry Rivera just started up a conspiracy theory Facebook page and YouTube channel.
Really?
I immediately send this stuff to him.
Right, I got you. Okay,
You're
so
gonna
send it
want this.
over. And so you guys pull up right to the door, and your wife goes, "Okay, thanks." She puts it on. She goes, "They're bringing up guys from NASA. They now think this is a first contact event."
Oh shit. How do you feel about going to Canada?
She's like, she goes, "Are you serious? We could go? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I think it's really about to hit the fan."
Yeah, you're gonna have
weird.
to take the kids and go.
Yeah, she goes, "Well, okay."
But
Yeah.
first, I take her into Ted's bathroom for like 15
Yeah.
minutes, and then I send her into the RV.
Okay. All right. So we go. All right.
What are you doing in the bathroom?
Moving on. All right.
Should she roll dex?
Yeah. No.
Performance.
I can't overhear this. No, okay. All right.
You sure saw acrobatics?
All right. Yeah. So at that point, you go. So actually, and you see the same thing, and you see. These are absolutely dragon eggs. It completely matches, and you expect that you will see the same thing. Now, I have a question right away. Are you guys going live? Are you actually going to?
Oh yeah, let's shoot a video and put it on YouTube right now. We'll use all the screen grabs and everything.
Do you guys want to do that?
Oh yeah.
All right. So immediately, you guys go down, you set up your equipment, and it's the first thing that happens. And your family is lined up along the stairs, and they're like, "Holy cows!" Right? And they're all kind of amazed, and they also realize, they're looking at they all think there's those couple whispers like, "Isn't that kind of crazy?" And then they're like, "Look at this," and you can hear that they're showing each other their phones. And it is matching what you're saying, getting more scary by the moment, right?
Yeah, so we set up all the equipment, right? And we're like, I don't know if we're going to be able to do this again or not, but there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on. This is Nerdarchy Day from Nerdarchy for Nerds by Nerds, hanging out with the full crew today, and we're live from Armageddon.
Exactly. All right, so at that point, you guys have and so at that point, screen grab after screen grab after screen grab starts coming in, and it is matching that these are. Every single situation is perfectly matched to the color. The people are suffering from the exact ailment they would suffer if that egg was there. You guys now have a full map of every egg. And
totally,
every egg.
reading right out of the M&M.
Holy crap, Will Nerdarchy! Who knew Gary Gygax knew all along?
Exactly.
I'm a little lazy. See, told you so.
It is real. It is real.
So, dragons in space, guys?
Space
They
dragons?
crashed, so it's like.
Well, is
there going to be like draconians inside?
Or dinosaurs. It could be dinosaurs. Do you remember dinosaurs?
If you actually look, wasn't there like beams of light? There wasn't any trajectory.
And the craters aren't big enough to come from space.
It's clearly like some kind of portal. Like there's
Dragons from space.
So by the way, actually, insight. You can make an insight.
Sure.
All right.
I'll try that.
And you know what? And it's just going to be standard DC 15. No luck. No luck. All right, that's okay.
Dragons from space.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, like somebody could be inside. That could be a space pod, and someone could be inside.
Okay, so I'm going to go right on my phone. I'm gonna pull up a picture of, I don't know, like a 4-inch rock hitting the ground from space and show him the hole in the earth that it makes. It'd be like, not from space.
Oh yeah, so
Google, bitch!
actually, that's a perfect explanation. These absolutely did not come from space, and
There's no hole in the
because
earth.
if they had hit, they wouldn't. And also,
If they could land safely, they could have landed on the building instead of busting pieces
They
of
wasn't
rock.
demolished
so
the
this is-
building, they'd have demolished the city.
Well, by the way, you have inspiration because actually, this is an important part. It is it becomes. You guys are sitting in you're cutting the video. You're about to hit the send button, and all of you are like kind of alarmed for a minute. And
Oh no, we're live streaming it.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. You're right.
We're live.
Exactly.
We're going live.
You're
We're doing it live. Woo!
And all of you guys kind of turn around and you go, "Oh my gosh, it's clear that the government will have zero idea of what is happening. They think this is a first contact event.
Yeah.
They think aliens are here, and they're going to deal with it in that
Right,
way.
guys,
They're going to deal with it as though
The
aliens are coming.
Illuminati did now.
All right, whoever's involved is got to be potent. I mean, as stupid as this sound, I just looked through the wizard's list, and the only thing that's going dimension to dimension is a 9th level spell.
Exactly. You have inspiration because that is 100% correct. That's exactly right. All right.
Man, if it were a first contact situation, I was working on the universal greeting.
Wheat
Ball wheat, Grana, wheat, mini bomb. I mean, that may be very
Yeah, but
important.
you have Energon.
I did not have Energon.
You need to definitely.
But we have electrical sockets. It might be like the same thing.
You
We
can
can
put
just
your
plug
finger
something
in, see
into
what
it.
happens.
Dude, none of the
Yeah,
transformers.
we have Gatorade. It has electrolytes. That's the thing. The aliens.
the robots
create.
create.
That was plants crate.
So all of you guys go upstairs. There's a big heartwarming scene where you guys are all on the outside grass outside, hugging your family, saying goodbye.
Knock on the bathroom door and see if Dave's done.
Saying goodbye,
There's 2 bathrooms.
and then at that point, everybody's loading onto
Just
the
put
bus,
it over a table, I don't
and Dave, your son, Dave as well, correct? He comes over and he goes, "Hey, listen, I want to stay with you. I can help."
Boy, you're kind of soft. I don't think it'll work out. Too much video games and YouTube videos.
Because you really want me to go with Mom?
Yeah, someone's got to look after her and your sister.
Okay, all right, okay. He just
That is like the weakest line ever.
It works every single
I know,
time.
it does. It always works.
Especially if you make it a big deal.
Hey, it would have been even worse if he didn't have a mom and a sister.
he gives you a big hug, and then he gets on, and the 2 RVs roll out to Canada. Correct. All right,
Apparently immune
and
to dragon eggs.
and William Coconado goes, "It was great meeting you guys. What an honor!" He goes, "You Nerdarchy Primarchs are the best."
We would have had him in the
As they leave,
we would have had him in our video on our live stream.
I'm just gonna
And
let
he
you.
says,
You're gonna go
"Hey,
thank
Nerdy,
me,
back,"
my children.
points to you. That's awesome. Okay.
Oh, let's see, 2,
So-
4, 6, 9 kids.
My kids eat for 2 weeks.
Oh, and then you see the
Okay, make up for it. My
and so the
kids
RVs
are
go
there.
back,
They're there.
but then they come back, and he says, "We heard there was a Popeyes. We're going to stop there before we go up." So at that point, they
So
go.
I hand out some money. There you go.
Exactly.
Here's some for gas.
All right. So at that point, right, you guys come down here, and so immediately you are sitting here, and the camera's off for a minute. Oh, and you have just launched a video to 9,000 people who are apt to believe you and apt to be able to look up what you just said and see that it's real, right?
We
'Cause
make
that's
sure we
all-
put that on the webpage and on
Yeah.
the Facebook and the Twitters
Oh.
and the Tumblr and Reddit, even though Reddit's kind of douchey and they're probably going to ban me. But I'm going to put it on there anyway.
It's in the world or something.
Yeah.
Put it up on Google Plus.
You're definitely getting Reddit banned.
We'll put it up on Google Plus on the off chance that somebody.
Dude, have you ever seen the Amy's Baking Company's footage? Do not fuck with the Reddit crowd. Do not.
Yeah. All right. So at that point, what are you going to do?
That's a
about what you
really
see?
good question.
Well, Philly's pretty close.
With all the.
Oh wait! I have to say this. For the first time, your character is exactly where you are.
Nice.
So everything you say, your character is literally your character.
Right now.
I know Philly's close, but first off, these whole dragon things, and it looks a lot like D&D, even though traditional dragons don't necessarily coincide with D&D dragons. Let's do some research online, Nate and Ted and Ryan, while I do this other stuff.
I'll go
Online
get popcorn,
about
thanks.
what Gary Gygax actually knew about D&D dragons.
All right. Well,
Let's see. Each dragon.
So wait,
Acid
I have another
breath.
question too. It's happening in Seattle. Also happening in Seattle. You know, that's where they make D&D and like a shitload of video games, Penny Arcade, all this. Do you think we should protect Seattle first?
Maybe, but as Nerdarchy, maybe our best interest is to get
Stay local.
Seattle last.
Just stay local. Yeah, keep it local.
So you're going to have them start to investigate.
Yeah, we
what-
should investigate
what
Gary
Gagax-
Gygax and see if he knew anything else.
All right.
Inquiring minds want to know. I pull out the laptop.
All right, I will set your DC. Good luck, gentlemen.
I'll also have.
I'll offer my
You can
uninspiration
use
to someone if they
investigation.
need it.
You can use investigation.
Okay, and I'm also going to have
I'm not
Siri
investigating
on
this.
it
I'm
too.
reading the DMG
Oh yeah, but
going.
you don't have your other levels yet.
And
Yeah,
house
go
acid
ahead.
in a 90-foot line that is 10 feet wide. What more do you need to know? We're all gonna die.
Oh, I crit failed. There you go.
He's definitely dying.
Anybody over 15?
18 on the die.
Nice. Good. Go ahead.
Did you mean
16.
scary?
And
Tomax.
so
Tongue
you
axe.
missed by 2. And do you have inspiration?
I also have an 18 on the die.
Yeah, we'll give
You
him
have
the
an
whole
18 on
number.
the die.
Yes.
So what is your result?
So 21.
Oh, you got it. You made it by 1. All right. And so you actually you begin pulling up data, and based on you're going at it from the perspective of did Gary have any information about the real D&D world? And so the only thing you get is you actually get a Darknet link, right? And it says that it has a specific. It says, so you get a Darknet link.
I go up to him and I say, "Dude, don't click that. They're just going to redirect to a porn site and it's going to like hack your computer." I rolled a 1, so I have to like adversely be affected.
Someone said
Yeah.
And it says, for access to this file, please, actually, you will need to visit this physical address. And so it gives you the physical address, and the physical address is in Alabama. It seems to be a suburban location in Alabama.
Dude, barbecue!
Alabama barbecue, is that a thing?
It's deep south,
Was Alabama where the
None of them. None of the eggs.
It was
are there.
Atlanta.
Atlanta, okay.
Yeah.
They're both A's, but
All right, so is it
Okay, I want to make a history check. What do I know about Alabama that, as we start talking about this, why would something with D&D related go into Alabama?
Okay. All right. I'll give it to you. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Hold on, just 1 second.
I'm not that good at American history, apparently. 12.
Yeah. You missed by 3. Nice try.
Yeah,
Okay.
Thanks.
Next time,
All right.
play again some other time.
All right. So at this point, you guys are continuing your work, and then you see two headlines that say 8 people have died in Philadelphia, 2 in New York, and you start to see these numbers
tallies
come in.
coming in.
And actually, you
I've
see
saved-
pictures. Go ahead.
I've saved the
With the link,
hyperlink
yeah.
as well as the address.
Right.
And I'll print that out, put that in my well, just in case, for some reason, if we head that direction or if somebody else gets more information.
Well, you told us about it,
Yeah.
right?
Oh my gosh, this is going to be so
I
fun.
think we
Great.
absolutely have to go to that address because, for one, it's a Darknet site. So that means someone locked it out for a reason, and who else is going to lock it out? And it's specifically about Gary Gygax and the real Dungeons and Dragons world.
So,
It's-
I'm
the
kinda
truth
cool with
is out
history,
there, guys.
But I don't see
Truth
any
is
good
out there.
reason. Whatever. If we're gonna go, let's go.
We need information.
Yeah, but there's nothing in Alabama. There's nothing in Alabama.
All right, can I look and see what information I can find?
Yeah,
about
search
that?
Gary Gygax in Alabama.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
actually,
that's
yeah.
it.
So-
Same DC, normal 15 DC, which is a difficult, I believe.
Are we
No, it's moderate. So you're
Are we
going
all
on
going
moderate
after Gary
difficulty.
Guy?
Guys, these scary
Okay.
tongue axes look really cool. Now that I'm looking at them.
Nope. I did worse than Bart.
Yes, and so one of the things that you realize is this is a serious, this is Darknet, and you guys have some, you guys have some computer skills, but this is a serious hacker area, and you currently don't know anybody who can get in, or
It's
quickly.
fine. It's
yeah.
I
So this is the first time I've ever asked this. What is your personal alignment? Because I need to know if your action corresponds with it.
My personal
Alignment. So
I'm like-
what alignment are you?
I'm like neutral or chaotic neutral.
All right. So neutral. All right.
Yeah, neutral.
I have
that's
myself
perfect.
listed as neutral good. I kind
Neutral good.
of balance between law and chaos, but
Good.
I'm
gonna-
generally a good guy.
I may be leveraging you in a minute.
Chaotic
Go ahead.
good.
Chaotic good.
Yeah.
Lawful neutral with good leanings.
Okay, lawful neutral.
Lawful good.
Lawful good. Perfect. All right.
All right.
Thank you. All right. You were like, hey, we're doing this research and we're about to go down to Alabama. There are people dying in Philadelphia right now, and we're the only people who know why.
Yeah. What's going on? Is it?
All right. So yeah. So it is the black. Yeah. So there's a black dragon egg, and there are people being caught out.
Look, we can't really, without that much information, we could go investigate the site because it's close and Alabama's way the fuck away, right?
Well, Philadelphia's kind of on the way to Alabama.
It's literally on the way to Alabama.
We can go through Philadelphia and then
also
south.
Someone just failed their geography knowledge. It is not on the way to Alabama.
It is.
No, it's not.
Alabama is south.
You get on the 95.
Yeah, you get on the 295. You go nowhere near Philadelphia. Why the hell would we go someplace that's melting in acid?
All right, so chemistry guy. Adventurers didn't have access to universal solvents and whatever have you.
Well, the magic item universal solvent.
Well, what kind of things can we get at the home improvement store or the grocery store that's going to help deal with acid stuff?
Yeah, we can get some stuff. Yeah.
So
baking soda.
So I guess what we could do is, since no one else knows what's going on, we can go stop by the hardware store and a few other places, and we could get equipment that looks good enough, like hazmat suits,
ish.
That when I say we're with this particular hazmat team, we should be okay. Or we just fall in line and we're like, where are the reserves?
I'll just swipe you the purchase list.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Put it on your credit card, and also get out.
I'm trying to do that tax deductible for you guys. You can rent all the equipment.
I also would like a Snickers. And as we're on the shopping trip, grabbing shit, throwing it into the cart, we're actually cutting a video about what we're speculating, what's happening in Philly.
It's our first Periscope video.
And also too, but when it goes to YouTube, you SEO it for Philadelphia to make it. Yeah, so this way the most people in Philly get that, so it shows up in the news stream there.
Oh,
and
well, you can
send a link to Philadelphia area news.
So chemical respirators, face actual full face masks instead of those little paper things you stick on your face which don't do jack.
Yeah.
And there's
placebo. Those are placebo. What is it? PPE.
When you do spray, I think when you do like power spray type stuff with paint. You have full hooded stuff that we can just duct tape to seal up the way we need it to be sealed.
So this is going to be like an episode of Breaking Bad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you guys go on your way and you're like,
the last thing I'm going to put in the shopping cart is like a fireman's axe.
So the first thing is you're thinking, what do we have money wise? And you get a notification on your phone and you look and there's $2,000 in your Patreon. The numbers have gone boop, 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 and you're like, holy crap, your video is amazing, and it all exactly fits. You're right, those are eggs. Right? And so you're starting to get, and all your phones are going boop, 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 boop. There's crazy messages going on. All right, so at that point, you guys go now, and you need to essentially buy 5 hazmat suits, or what will be able to be put together as
hazmat suits.
Right, and you guys are on YouTube, what do we? Yeah, exactly.
We're making affiliate area, hey, watch the fuck out, sort of thing.
Exactly. So you guys gather all your gear. It takes about an hour and a half. What vehicles are you taking? How many vehicles are you taking?
I got a Civic.
All right. So you have a Honda Civic. There's 2 of you guys in there.
No, minivan.
Oh, minivan. There you go.
Yeah, jump in the minivan.
So you guys put all the gear in there.
Heroic minivan.
We can all get in the minivan.
Hey, it might not be heroic, but it's got space. It's got room to.
Yeah, I will follow you in my stick shift then. Yeah.
All right.
Well,
maybe
I should probably take my Acura because it's at least a full size car. Yeah. So we can take
worst case scenario.
I'm probably going with Ryan Ryan or Bart because they've got air conditioning.
It's a comfortable
in their car. And I really drive all the time and don't feel like driving.
All right, so you guys get there and you get
down
down
4 vehicles then.
You get down near Philadelphia.
2.
You go near where Benjamin Franklin Avenue is.
Because parking is terrible in Philly. With a disaster.
It's
why you need a little
locked,
car.
Right? So you guys actually have to. So you grab these duffels. Each of you are carrying 2 duffels now, right? And you have all this gear, and you have to literally leave your car because you're sitting there for about 45 minutes, and the traffic's going nowhere, right? And there's people, everybody's on their phone, right? And you can see, and the first time, so you guys are walking through, and you guys see, a woman in a very nice business suit, $1,200 shoes, and she's looking at her phone, and you can just see she's frightened, right? And then you can see right over there, there's
dragons. Dragon's lady.
They can see there's like 2 homeless people, and even they're like looking at their phones.
Because they're part-time homeless? Is that where you're going with that?
And now these are not smartphones; they're like burners, and they're looking and they're like, for the first time as you guys are walking, and so you come up from this, you walk up from the Benjamin Franklin Bridge, and you can actually see high up on a hill. You can see the art museum, and you can see the art museum itself, and you can see that every now and then there's this flash of black light that has little sparkles around it that comes out of the roof of the art museum. Right, you can see there's hundreds of people around in Fairmount Park, and they're all talking to each other, and there's news teams out. Right, you guys are making your way. You each have 2 duffels. You have all the gear you need. Right, you walk up. And there are... Go ahead.
So as we walk up into the scene, Siri, cue the Nerdarchy theme song so that the theme music is playing behind us as we walk up. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I want to step like Rocky.
Yeah.
Actually, when you guys get close, you can actually see the Rocky statue. It's been moved, and it's down at the bottom of the base of the... so it's not at the top. The Rocky statue is absolutely there.
Totally retcon and make sure we're all wearing...
We're wearing the suits, and I got my fireman's axe.
Right, exactly.
I'm just going to make the casual observation that where there are D&D dragon eggs, there may be D&D people who might not like us or want the dragon eggs, and there happens to be this entire hall of fame in the art museum.
And I point to the axe.
So at that point, one of the things you realize is there's so much chaos and so much going on that there's literally half the fire trucks in the city and some from the suburbs are there, right? And there's tons of extra fireman suit.
I got a better idea.
Gear,
Rather than my homemade Home Depot hazmat suit, I'm gonna go get a scuba tank and a rebreather from one of the firemen. Hey, you mind if I borrow that?
So actually, everybody who wants to try that, you can roll a stealth roll, okay? And actually, hold on. Hold on. Let me see if that's.
I'm not above stealing gear.
Actually, yes, stealth. So that's going to be off your decks, and it's just going to be actually. Hold on 1 second. And because of the chaos, it actually is going to be. It's actually not even moderate. It's just easy. All you need to do.
I've handily done that.
Make it 10.
So I'm going to use my inspiration to really roll that.
Actually, so you did miss?
Oh yeah.
All right.
14.
So, and you do want to use your inspiration now?
Yeah.
Or do you want to see what happens?
I don't want to die from acid inhalation.
Yeah,
Well,
you're
okay.
good. You're good.
I have a 24. It was like stealing from a baby.
Right, exactly. So actually, you guys are able to do all the rest of the equipment you easily had, and then you actually you guys actually sit there for about 5 minutes and take stuff out of the duffels and put them back onto the fire trucks and replace your gear with theirs and get the best stuff you can. All of you guys put on the fireman's helmet. 2 of you guys put on fireman's helmet. 2 of you guys put on full hazmat suits, right?
Yeah.
And at that point, you guys just walk right up, and there is no problem because people are being come in. And there's as you walk up the steps,
They're still evacuating people. Right?
Well, even worse than that, there's 3 EMT people who have major acid burns. There's whole teams that are, and it's clear that nobody has any idea what's going on. And worse than that, there's quite a bit of fighting between the fire police and the PD.
Did you say? You said there's EMTs that no one's doing anything about?
No, actually, there's people surrounding them. There's teams of 8. There's 3 EMTs on the stairs. There's teams of 4 to 8 people assisting them. And so that's one of the things is the people who are supposed to be dealing with the egg are dealing with the people who've already been damaged by it, and they're also saying, don't send anybody more, up more. And then other teams are like, we're ready to go up. So you guys easily make your way right up.
PPA's walking down the street bringing tickets.
I'll say that to one of the EMTs. What should they do for the burns?
We've got baking soda. That's about it.
So you are going to stop and you're going to give them what you have.
We've got some.
Right,
we would have bought sacks of it because it's acid. So
and there goes.
It's like a neutralizer.
So you come over and you say, "Hey, apply this."
Yeah,
and you're
put this into a paste and apply it. It'll help neutralize whatever acid.
I just wince looking at people.
Especially if there's not a water anywhere. Because you want to neutralize it first. So here's a sack of baking soda.
Thank you.
Turn it into a paste and put it on their body.
Oh, well, but that would be for an acid burn, wouldn't it?
Is that acid?
This is an infection.
Dude, this is acid.
I need to tell you, this is aliens, man. That's an infection. It's not acid.
Trust me.
If it is an infection, it's probably an organic bacteria toxin that resembles the damage.
No, it's okay. Let us friend suffer. Let's take our baking soda and let's go.
So you said trust us, right?
Well, what happened is that are you a biotech?
And he
Do you
goes,
know any of that?
well, I haven't got my degree yet.
So you understand that if you put enough osmotic pressure on bacteria and germs, they will explode due to.
So, okay,
Blah, blah, blah,
I understand what
so
you're
I'm gonna
saying.
try
You're
it.
coming
I'm
from
gonna
a
try
science
it.
perspective?
Yeah.
All the
You
information
actually
he
said,
uses.
trust me, and you kind of walk forward, and at that point, there's a female police officer there, and you can make a persuasion roll.
Well,
Don't let him mock.
I want to go around beside him. Trust him. He's a dungeon master.
Oh, and by the way, since you guys are here, you have inspiration. That's why. Because you were the... Oh, no,
I
I'm sorry,
have
that was him.
some.
You're good. Yeah, you're good.
Ugh.
No?
No.
No dice. Okay. So at that point...
Oh, yeah, dice.
Bad dice.
Yeah. So the lady's like, I'll try it after we get done with this other one. She says, let us take this full treatment through, and then we'll give it a try. You just blink at her, right? And then Dave, do you say
No, guys,
You're like,
let's-
hey, we got So at that point, you guys go up, right? And you kind of hear that EOT moaning, and you're a little, you're like,
I just shake my head as I
you
walk
look-
away.
Yeah,
you guys
I'm
go up.
naturally inclined to want to help people, so.
You guys come up, and you walk through, and you walk up 2 major flights of stairs, and it's all beautiful rock. In the and it's actually a stunningly beautiful building. You walk past, you actually walk past sunflowers, $80 million painting, right?
We might want to
And-
get that on the way out.
Right, exactly.
We can fund Nerdarchy
Yeah.
like through like a couple, almost a few years here.
And you keep going, and you come to this hall that's like literally cracked in half, right? And right there, you pass a couple more teams, and they're saying, "Oh, we got to think about who we're going to send in." You guys just walk right in because there's just so much chaos going on. And right there, you get close, and you're now 25 feet away. You can see right on the ground there. It is in the lower end of a crater, right? And it is at the center of something obviously put out a lot of force. But you also see that it's sheer, right? So that if it had come from the sky, it would break up. What this looks like is that there's been a perfect scoop taken out of the ground.
It's like a
Right.
Terminator.
It's exactly what it's like.
See,
Yeah.
not from space.
And
Okay,
in it
all right,
is sitting
it's not from
a
space.
3
believe
foot
you.
long, 150 pound dragon egg.
All right. So
And-
what is the? You said it's like smooth in a crater. Like, does it seem to be doing anything to the ground? Like, where is the acid damage that these people have come from? Where is that originating?
Right, that's a great point. So actually, you guys have not crossed that line. That line that is around.
I wave at everybody. Say
Yo, what about the baking soda, man?
it's in a plastic.
Yeah,
container.
you said it neutralizes acid. What if we spread the baking soda all over this hole?
That might help, but it also might do something bad. All right, first, do not get your stuff cut. If you get your stuff cut, use duct tape and wrap it immediately.
I roll duct tape too.
Unless there's a dragon trying to eat you, which
Is
we
there
haven't
like
seen one yet.
some debris in the room?
Right. Actually, there is. So the debris has been pushed out. So there's debris outside. The room is actually surprisingly clean.
I'm gonna grab a piece of debris and just kind of like chuck it into that sort of furrow around the egg. That
Right.
seems like it was it could be a dangerous area, and just see what
It
happens.
does not trigger anything.
Does it start? What was it? Metal?
Right.
Does
No.
it start like?
Well, yeah.
Maybe we should wrap the egg.
So you
in
throw a rock,
Stone.
you throw a piece of metal in. The only thing you don't throw in is what?
Organic material.
Perfect,
Right.
exactly. You have inspiration. That is a campaign mystery, and and you're like, and you literally say, I think it's only going to trigger on organic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in a plastic suit. I'm gonna walk towards it.
All right.
See what happens?
All right. First of all, very courageous. You trigger it, right? Walk forward. Everybody's
like an
behind
attack.
you. It arcs a beam out, right? Hits
If I were
you full
religious,
on.
I would have prayed to
And
something.
you guys are close enough. It hits every single one of you. Every single one of you drop prone, okay? And everyone
Because we
needs
get
to
blasted.
roll a d20 unmodified, and you need to tell me your result.
I just try to dodge it.
Natural 20.
You're good. Okay.
Dose.
What do you got? Two. Okay. What do you got?
That's what I got.
All right. You have a 2 as well.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna spend my inspiration to not die.
Did I
That's
get
cracked.
inspiration yet?
All right, that's an
You have
8.
inspiration.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. I'm
Because
using
you were the one who got everybody here.
It's really
That's
bad.
still
I
an
use
8.
mine.
I think I'll use mine as well.
I'm just gonna
All right,
die.
a 16 is way better
You're
than a
good.
1.
You're
There
good.
you go. I went the other direction. I went from a 2 to a 20.
2 to a 20. Okay. That's perfect. So
Can I borrow
the
a
two,
few points from him?
you did not make a 10,
No.
right? And you did not make a 10? Okay, that's good. So you
And
two
in
are
your
out.
character sheets, actually, you are dead.
There we are.
Back behind the chemical shed,
The
Ryan.
three of you open your eyes, and it's pure white around you, okay? And each one of you guys stand up. The world around you is gone, and there's a woman in front of you. She has stark red hair, and she's in just a pure white dress, right? And on her arm is tattooed arcane symbols, okay? And she says, I am Quiran. It is good to meet you.
Where the hell are we?
And
It
she says-
is Quiren. I am Nate.
and she says, you...
It is
she
also
says-
good to meet you.
Yes.
Of the
I
House
hope.
Nerdarchy?
And you are here as well.
I'm Ted.
And she says, I...
Like you said, where are we?
You are between...
Oh, I'm sorry, Dave.
Yeah. Says, it is good to meet you. You are between Faerun, and I do not know what your world is. What is the
What?
name of your world?
Faerun? Holy fuck nuggets. Forgotten Realms? We fucking hate Forgotten Realms.
Hey, I don't mind Faerun.
It's not
I've never
everyone.
been there.
It's like Greyhawk.
Where in Forgotten Realms?
She says, well,
Could have been Ravenloft.
I'll just start spouting off, a handful of different cities that I know. Sword Coast, and I can't think of anything else right now. Crap.
well, it's
Downpour.
about 100 miles
Waterdeep.
south of Waterdeep, exactly. Yes. Yes.
Is that, where is that in relation to Daggerford?
She says, well, and then she gives you an answer that someone from Faerun would be completely knowledgeable of, and it sounds completely correct.
I want to go to
I got my
Mithril
ass handed to me in Daggerford.
Hall. Can we go to Mithril Hall?
Well, she says, then you know, she says, you know Lord Gygax then.
Oh, we're like this.
We know.
But you probably don't know then that he's passed away.
And then her eyes go wide, and she's like, this is true? He has passed away?
Well, yeah.
Oh,
No, I mean, he lived
it
a
is.
pretty long time, but yeah.
It is my deepest condolences. He was truly a wonderful man, and when he walked on Faerun, we were truly honored. Of course.
I'm giving these guys all kinds of shifty glances.
Yeah, right, she says.
I go like this
she
on the
says-
side.
She says, I am between realms. So what has occurred is that, she says, Uja, a wizard who has dedicated himself to controlling all of Faerun, he had taken control of 10 dragon eggs and 10 of the most powerful magical swords on Faerun.
So, where's the Lords of Waterdeep? Where's the Companions of the Hall? Where's Elminster? Shouldn't Elminster be putting his boot to some hiney about now?
She says, Dave, I completely agree with you. I am not sure why I and my 7 allies, Ilian, oh wait, I'm sorry.
Come on.
Are you the Harpers?
Elminster
We
is
are
pretty
linked
much,
with the Harpers.
held illustrious power. He's apprenticed to every single,
Come on, Ted, stop. You're sounding like a fanboy.
he's apprenticed to every single trade that's out there. I mean,
Well, she says, Ted, this may be different in your world, but in our world, both male wizards like Elminster and I am a high-level wizard myself, Quiren. In my world, women can also be powerful mages as well. I'm not sure that women have achieved equality in your world, but in our world, female mages are respected. So while you may have heard of the name of Elminster, he is not the only mage.
It really
in
depends who you
Faerun.
ask, honey.
I don't know whether the information I have is accurate, but have you ever knocked boots with Illustria? He has.
She might not get the
She says,
euphemism.
I will say now, your speech is far more liberal than we would use in Faerun. She says, you take liberty, sir.
Wait a minute. Where's
She
Dritz?
doesn't have
Dritz
to talk about-
slays arch-wizards before breakfast.
Dritzt.
Yeah.
Drizzt Doerden?
It is pronounced Dritzt.
Definitively.
And you have been told, sir. All right. So she says, she says, me, Quiran, and my companions, Delharn, Pathren, Remmel, Ornvale, Kiramri, Dramov, Abdel, Yidian have all fought Uja. And of course, Uja.
What about the Panther, Guinevere? I'd feel a little bit better with just Guinevere.
She says, "Well, you truly do not know of current events in
let me ask
Faerun.
Let me ask
The
this
people
question.
you have spoken of are not adventuring actively now."
Well, what my companions here are speaking of is they've heard stories.
The Bard
given
Bob.
to them.
We
through
follow
different
the Bard
bards.
Bob.
And it's been a while since we've had the level of Gary Gygax passed away a bit ago, so there's some kind of
delay.
Whisper down the lane. Have you ever heard of that type of peasant game?
Oh, I understand. She says, I will say right now, so one of the things that did happen is Gary came back several times during his life, even as recently as 5 years ago, and he did explain that on your world, he had created a way that others could know about Faerun and Kalamar and Greyhawk and all of our realms.
Yes.
So that was successful. Your world is fully aware of our world, correct?
Not
really.
there are many who would have this knowledge.
I wish I wasn't.
Those who know the privilege of swirlies and wedgies may know this world.
But what is
She
it?
says, you speak a foreign tongue, do you not? You speak an alignment language.
Perhaps, yes.
He's
What about the sage Ed
Chaotic
Greenwood?
so what is it that we might be able to do
It's
to
hard
assist
not
you?
to.
Yeah.
She says, oh, well, it is very kind that you would step forward. She says, the first thing is, I am stuck between. I believe that my companions have gone to your world. I also believe that the eggs and all of the swords have gone to your world as well.
We can say the eggs are there. We've seen them.
Right before we were hit by a beam of light.
I wish I wasn't dead so I can interject in this.
Right before we were hit by a beam of light, we were actually in the presence of the black
Yes.
egg. The black egg.
Oh, she says,
The worst one.
Well,
walked up to it.
we heard word from different people who spread news.
Our
and-
scrying devices.
Yeah.
The eye scribe.
yeah.
Okay, good, because I've been recording this for like 3 minutes.
Perfect. Okay, that's great. All right, so she says,
and-
I pull out my
I'm
phone,
gonna
jump in front of her, and take a selfie. And then I show her.
Hashtag it wizard.
And then I definitely Instagram that.
Hashtag it fucking wizard.
Yeah, if we've got silver, whatever the heck we are, I have to show her
he says it works.
footage of it on the phone. Like kind of.
this is your world?
Well, this
hashtag
is
it hot
where
wizard.
the egg resides in our world.
That's gonna be
She
awesome.
says, so this is the home of a prince, then? Or a
Actually, it is a collection of antiquities. A museum. I don't know if you have them anymore, but like, kind of like a palace that has wondrous things in it that the people can pay to see. Those different things.
that is most interesting.
We call it a museum.
She says, but it seems that Gary has sent me heroes. You are heroes.
I did. I bust out laughing.
We made it further than anybody else before.
She says, well, if you could do anything to make it out, to help me get across so that I may aid my companions, if you could help my companions in your world, because I believe they could be there and they will not know your ways, that would be most helpful. I will warn you now, Uja, he stole all of the eggs. He stole all of the swords, and he had levitated all of the eggs, and above each egg he had levitated a different sword. And he was about to sacrifice all of those eggs to draw in all of that power
Are any of
himself.
those swords, like I know some swords.
We found areas where the dragon eggs are, but we haven't found any swords or heard about any swords around the dragon eggs. Do you think they could have been displaced close to them?
That is an excellent point. I do not know, unfortunately. Perhaps my companions will be able to know.
Oh, I have a question. You knew Gygax.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
did he ever say anything to you about Alabama?
Alabama. Yes. He talked about.
Good call.
He says, I do not know what this item is because we do not have it upon our world. Yeah, that was really good. And he
Can I have another uninspiration?
You know what? I will give you
sweet
inspiration
home.
for that.
No, I want uninspiration. I'm collecting those.
There, he says there was a woman there by the name of Miranda, and she was a good friend, and they both shared a love of, I'm not sure what this is, but he said blues, and that he would go
Nice.
and speak to her.
Oh, blues. It's bards and minstrels perform it. It's really good.
Type of music.
Okay, music.
It's a
Excellent.
style.
I am certainly familiar with bards. Sorry, Bart and Ryan. All right, we'll get through this. Bring you guys back in. She said,
My dumbass got myself killed. Whatever.
just one
You
fail.
guys aren't dead. You're disintegrated.
That makes it better.
So he
Join the
says,
universe again.
she says, and he would have pecan pie. Again, I am not familiar with what this is.
Oh, the chocolate
and they
looks
would.
like
I just have a really sad
Dessert.
face.
I would say Miranda. It said Miranda Sullivan, and I know that he trusted her. He trusted her, and they were good friends. He had spoken of what a good friend she was.
All right, well, that's got to be it. I'll
All right.
pull out my information that I got
Yeah.
in my wallet.
All right. Now at that point,
Jot some notes down.
she
So,
says, "But I must warn you."
Is there a way for us to pull you across?
She says, "It is." So she says, "Only yes, absolutely."
Can we do it with rope?
No. Anyone who can cast a 9th level spell can open the gates between the worlds.
Holy shit, 9th level.
Which, she said, "Wait, now you
The
are."
poltergeist, they
she
use the
said,
rope.
You are clearly a dwarf fighter, correct?
I have the fireman's axe over my shoulder. Yeah, you could say that.
But you are clearly a caster, as I am, correct?
I've looked into it from time to time.
So you can cast a 9th level spell.
Oh, no, not like that. No.
9th circle, excuse me.
Yeah. Ninth circle.
Yeah.
Is there any information or help that you can assist us with right now that we could then, like perhaps if you could have us go back to where we were?
Oh,
Or are we
well,
stuck? Are we stuck here with you?
She says, "Well, yes, I can help you." She says, "Anyone who is there, I will give you all of the abilities I possibly can." She says, "I have many followers, and I hate to do this."
So do we.
Yes.
Thousands.
Thousands of followers.
We do.
She says, "Well, I only have a few, but I believe that what is about to happen
I don't think
is
any of ours
important to
can
both
cast
our
9th level
realms.
spells.
I'm going to strip powers from my followers and give them to you." She says, "There are you three, and that is all who have come."
There are 2 others that somehow were kept out by the light.
She says, "Hold for a moment." And at that point, she closes her eyes. You guys may roll again. You are looking for an unmodified. I need to know if you can hit above a 10. All right.
No.
Oh!
Nope. Oh, did their ashes arrive?
He just rolled a crit.
I rolled an 8.
Yes. Right. All right. So you're staying right where you're at.
Cursed by
And so at that
You're
point,
actually rolling death saves, and
Death
you
save.
just got a double death save right there.
right? Exactly. All right. So here's what happens.
That's what you get for not being a nerd artist.
I know, right?
All right. Okay.
So I forget for being just.
This is terrible, and we're going to deal with it right now.
Oh, I love it already.
3 of you guys need to make a. Hold on 1 second.
Well, last 4 sessions you never got to have anybody make a death save. You might as well kill me now. Thanks.
All right.
How do you feel about being a zombie?
All right.
Just zombie Bart. That would be amazing.
Whoa, dude, Zombar.
Right.
It's a
Can we get rid
Zombar.
of justice? Call me a zombie bard.
Oh yeah. So this is actually. Oh no. I don't
What kind
need
of
that.
zombie am I? Like World War
Oh,
II
it's going to be
zombie or like
athletics.
The Walking
All right. So
Dead
you guys need to make an easy athletics check. I need to know if any of you make it. Go ahead.
Is easy a 9?
10.
Oh.
10.
Yes, I made a 10.
I made a 10 as well.
Forgot to add my
I have a
stat.
10,
All right.
barely.
So you were first to announce it. You step forward, and she actually literally like falls, and her eyes are she opens her eyes, and she goes, one of your who is with you is in deep trouble. And at that point, you can see she hits there, and you can see like she hesitates. She puts her hand, and she puts it, and she casts resurrection on you because you just died. Right.
Come on, you should just let him be a
All right,
zombie.
so here is all right. So she says, "I'm going to need to do all of this now," right? And she says, "Please come forward." And
So I'm here,
actually
he's
free to
there?
hold her. So you hold her up on the other side.
Wait. Before all this happens, I kick him in the shin.
You're still out.
Oh,
all right. So at that point, she runs her hands across her arm here, runs it across her arm here, and two tattoos on this side, and she's got like 20 of them on there. These small little icons light up, right? They activate, they illuminate, right?
Can you grab me one
And
too?
you get your last roll. You need a 10 or above. All right.
16.
You did it. All
All
right.
right, you got it. You're up. All right. And this is terrible and good at the same time.
Terrible.
So she resurrects you, and you get 2 additional class levels because she's having to do it in a hurry. She gives you 6 class levels. You're getting 2 additional class levels, but they can't be in the same one you already took.
Okay.
So you need to add 2 class levels, and at that point, she pulls from her followers, stripping levels from each of them, and you may lay your template upon what you had before. You're the only one who did not survive. You had to be resurrected during it, and she is completely like, and she says, and at that point, you 2 come forward, right? And she says, the last thing I have to tell you is I have to warn you. She says, beware of Uja. He will be pursuing each of the eggs, and so will his 9 companions, so will his 9 allies.
You're still recording this, right?
Yeah. Voriolst, Ilian, Zelwaglin, Helmvor, Orsinox, Naranya, Ordoriax, Karthiga, Hayreen, Tonthuns, and she said, then she says, and most of all, do not be touched by Void Taker, the quarterstaff that Tonthus carries. All right, and at that point she says,
Now, is it wrong, but those sounded like evil names.
oh yeah, they won't serve Uja. Yeah, so I think you're reading into that, but all right. So and by the way, Uja was the guy who took all the eggs. He was going to spear each one through, and then take all the blood of baby dragons and use it to power himself. If you guys think that's evil, I hear where you're coming from. But that's on you. All right, so
get back to the plane.
well, actually, so at that point, she can no longer hold you there, and she says, "Please do anything." She says, a 9th circle spell will bring me back. Pull me forward as soon as I can. I wish to help my allies. At that point, she drops out. You guys are prone, right? Now, in case you guys didn't know, all of you went through death saves. Every single one of you made it, except Bart. Bart came through as a resurrection by Quairen. By Quairen. By the way, you are the first human being to be resurrected upon Earth. That has never occurred. All right,
so he gets resurrected, but he gets
technically the second,
because she was so shocked, she didn't know, like, she was planning to give you guys all equal, but it is odd. All right,
dude, you just got Jesus.
All right, so at that
3
point,
days.
you guys stand up.
My kicking the
rolls.
shin occur? Because I'm kicking you in the shin.
You guys stand up, and all that took no time in actual time because you were in between realms. You understand, and you now have the new powers that she has given you, which is 4 levels. And Bart, what were your original 4 levels? Rogue. So you now have 4 levels of Rogue. What were your 4 levels? Cleric. And what is your domain?
City.
The city domain of Philadelphia. Most interesting. The city of brotherly shove. All right. That is awesome.
Well,
okay.
The point of this was to play test the new rules.
By the way, right now you have advantage, and as soon as you come up, right, you're in Fairmount Park. All right. And actually, the art museum is.
Are
in
we
Fairmount.
still at the museum?
So you're literally surrounding the egg. Okay, but this is an important moment. You have awakened as a cleric of the city of Philadelphia. Okay, the first thing you do is you are given liberty, right?
Okay.
And so liberty. So one.
No, you get the big ass bell.
Well, the first thing
Broken
is
bell.
I believe freedom of movement is still a spell, correct? Yeah. You may cast that once per day for free. Okay. And this is in addition to everything else you've gotten. So liberty is there. You have perfect knowledge of the city of Philadelphia and all areas within Philadelphia, right? So you know what
city or the
you know
county?
Streets, the whole area, the whole area of Philadelphia.
I'm gonna, I don't. I'm still new to this, but for those who actually know me, I always wanted a magic sword. So the first thing on my mind is going to be, do I know where the sword is?
Where the sword of...
If any of the swords landed in Philadelphia.
That is a great point. That's awesome. And I will answer that question, but there's a whole bunch of stuff that comes with being cleric in Philadelphia.
I'm just letting you know.
You're right.
That's
Queued up. It's on the stack. Right?
So
For you magic players.
did Bard get two extra levels for dying?
Yes.
That's exactly what happened.
That's bullshit.
Well, guess what?
Did I die?
Hey, I die. Who's DMing? Are you surprised that resurrection would be a good thing? All right. Okay.
Yeah, that's actually surprising.
Yeah. All right. So at that point,
Right, so
another thing is so you are in the city of Philadelphia. So one of the things that happens is you're the art museum in Philadelphia is in the middle of Fairmount Park, and it's right on the Schuylkill River. And so two things happen. One, you are granted those two things, liberty, and then also you are granted, it is the city of brotherly love, right? And so you are granted a spirit of brotherly love, so you actually have advantage on all persuasion rolls permanently, right? And then
Is these two things, is that within the city or just
period? Yeah, and then that's everything for you. But then the city of Philadelphia now has its first cleric. It's never had a cleric before, and Fairmount Park blossoms. You don't see it. None of you see it, but the entire Fairmount Park area, every tree goes to perfect health, and there's this huge almost like it looks like steam. Now a lot of other people are seeing this, and there's people putting up their cell phones as they see this, as every single flower in Fairmount Park blossoms. Every tree grows 2 feet, and the steam rises up from the Schuylkill, and the Schuylkill is pristine.
Oh my God, I knew you were going to say that.
Years ago, there's absolutely no pollution in it, and it's perfect. And and everybody, and there's just the moonlight is gleaming down on it, and people are running up to the river and just looking around, and the grass has grown 2 inches. It's all perfectly, and people are like, whoa, and people are just shocked and startled. And now the city of Philadelphia has its first cleric. All right, Ryan, what?
So I'm a warlock. Ghost in the Machine is the thing, the patron.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go the Pact of the Chains. So
Nice.
Yeah, I have. I've bonded with the spirit in my iPhone, Siri, and when she manifests as a familiar, she's like a hot manga chick,
There you go.
family flag
That's awesome.
manga chick.
Yeah.
So, yep.
All right. And so the first thing that comes up is she says, "Hello, Ryan. How are you today?"
Oh, can we work on that voice a little bit? I'm good, Siri. How are you?
Yeah. Now the terrible thing is I'm actually not an Apple user, so please help me.
Me
me.
neither. I just thought it
Yeah.
was funny for Siri,
Right.
using Siri. Yeah.
And she says, "Is there any media I can play for you at the moment?"
Play
She
the
said-
Nerdarchy theme song.
Oh, and then she
Yeah.
says, "From your unlimited iTunes store account." So that's weird thing to get, but anything and everything Apple sells, you can get immediately, right? So, right.
Fantastic.
And you just order it.
Souls of
whatever you-
artists.
Yeah, exactly.
the
Yeah.
souls of an artist?
Yeah,
That could come in
exactly.
handy as MacGyver. on
Right.
iTunes.
And she says, "But if you do need any information, please let me know."
All right, we'll do. Well,
Yeah.
thank you,
Yes.
Siri. That's most helpful of you.
Yes.
Could you dance around a little bit? Can we see that?
So she dances around.
Yeah. All right, I'm happy.
All right.
You don't want to see
All right,
something
there you
else.
go. All right. And at that point, what are your 4 levels?
4 levels of Path of the Totem Barbarian.
All right. So Path of the Totem Barbarian.
And my tattoos that I actually have, they are glowing now.
Exactly. Now, I see you have your blade here on your arm.
Yep,
correct?
yep. I have a dagger. I have a dragon in flight. I have a large Chinese dragon head. I have Odin's ravens upon my chest. I have a flaming heart pierced through with a dagger, and I have the screaming for vengeance Judas Priest Iron Eagle.
Wow. All right. So one, each of those can now be activated to do a specific thing, right? And the first thing that you're going to be able to do is. Give me 1 second.
Can Siri function as an imp and not a sprite?
The rest of Nerdarchy request is a sprite.
I will kill it to make it an imp and turn evil.
Just download a new skin for it.
Oh yeah. Oh, so the first thing is, once per day, you can call a giant eagle, and it will fight for you.
Nice.
All right. The second thing is your blade. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah. The second thing is you now have, what is the feat that gives dual wield?
Dual wielder.
Dual wielder. Okay. You have the feat dual wielder, and each day, and actually whenever you wish, you can immediately bring two blades that match your tattoo exactly, and they both have flame tongue.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then I owe you your other tattoos. I'll let you know what they do later.
Okay. So
All right.
bonded flame tongues, huh?
Yes.
All right.
So are they swords or daggers?
Swords or daggers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they are exactly what they look like there, just slightly large. Oh, are they? What are they on your tattoo? What is that showing?
It looks like a dagger to me, but
Yeah.
my forearm's only yay big.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so it matches exactly that, and that looks like a dagger to me.
Yeah, it
so
looks like
yeah,
a punching
exactly.
dagger.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you have those two. All right, and yeah, go ahead.
I was interested in techno wizardry, but also mystic.
All right. Oh,
So I'd rather be multi-class than just one of them.
so you would like to take 2 mystic and 2 of the techno wizard? Is that correct?
Yeah, or 1 mystic and then 3 of the techno wizard.
You have to tell me. What do you want to do?
1 of the mystic and 3 of the techno
You got
wizard.
it. All right. So at that point, with the mystic, one.
Oh, I'm going to need that.
Yeah. So with the mystic, you get everything that comes through that. But the other issue is, whenever someone lies to you at a question you've asked them, you immediately know that they're lying. You know,
Okay.
yeah. You know if they're lying. And then the techno wizardry, both you two are going to have, you're kind of crossing streams there a little bit.
Well,
you'll
he's the
see-
E-Warlock, I'm the techno. It would be like, it's like Wizard Warlock.
Wizard Warlock. Gotcha. Okay, but there's going to be one thing that you guys will see very soon. So
Okay.
you have another thing coming when you get out, and at that point you guys rise up. You realize you have your D&D levels. You feel like Ted. You feel like something's really changed, and really the whole city has kind of changed. Because it's never had a cleric before.
Right.
And then at that point, you guys are ready to go forward. Okay. Oh, and the egg is there. Oh, and at that point also you realize that Bart has essentially cracked the seal, right? And it cost him his life. It cost him his life. All right. But you're able to approach the egg without any. The egg is no longer volatile to you. But it does appear to be volatile. It's essentially glowing from within, and you can see that there's a creature inside, like moving around. It is, yeah, it's great.
I
it
approach it
looks like
feeling
black
stronger than
snake
ever, and just hoist it up.
Yeah. So you hoist it up, and at that point, you guys have the duffels. So you immediately strip the duffels apart and cover it up, and actually, and kind of make something that you can carry it with, and then you begin carrying it out. The moment you guys begin carrying it out, Ryan. Every single camera that are still working in the art museum comes up in your view, right? And she says, if you take the left corridor, there will be less EMT people you need to deal with.
Well, thank you, Siri.
All right.
And then, so we should head left.
Right. Okay.
Definitely head
Do
left.
I get a sense of direction on my thought
The
process?
sword. You wanted to know about the sword. Yes. Exactly. Yes, the sword is in Philadelphia. And let me check my notes. Hold on 1 second. All right.
We'll need a notebook, and we'll need to start getting information.
No,
plotted
you
it.
will. Go ahead.
You know we have smartphones, and
Well-
I have a sentient Siri on our
Well,
side.
actually, to tell the truth, both of you guys have this now. Essentially, you have perfect photographic memory in that everything that's seen through your eyes is recorded through, everything that she's...
So stuff that can be reviewed.
Exactly.
Well,
So
I've actually got keen mind.
Right. Oh, that's good. That works, yeah. All right, so...
We need to be able to have the catalog of the people, the dragons, the swords.
Wow.
We need
Nice.
to collect.
Yeah.
We need to collect the allies.
Seems like a really good idea. So,
By the way, the first sword, which is...
Are you taking a level of Paladin of Philadelphia?
Yeah.
now I'm doing
Drowan.
sorcery just for
Drowan, the first sword, is underneath Pat's stakes.
Oh, nothing past yet. Let's go. Good deal. I do. Best sandwiches in the city.
Meh, it's a tourist trap.
You're a tourist.
That's
trap.
Gino.
You are no, both of the
That's
places
the
are
real
fucking
deal.
tourist traps, and I will argue this to my last breath.
man, but you know,
All right.
They do not have
So,
cheese whiz on them, or I will not.
Gino's does whiz
I
whiz.
feel compelled to just start saying things that I haven't said before. So while we're walking,
Are you going to tell us about your feelings, Ted? 'Cause
No. I'm starting to cast a spell, but it's going to take 10 minutes.
Okay. Oh, excellent. Okay, so you're going to start to cast as you go ritual.
Well, it's technically not a ritual. It still uses a slot.
Okay.
It just takes 10 minutes to cast.
Do you want to tell me when you're done, or you want to tell me now?
Well, my plan was to, for some reason the city tells me that if I start now, by the time we get past the crowd, we'll be done.
Okay. All right. Gotcha.
It's inspiration from the city, So I was like, well, if I just start this now, by the time we get past the crowd, it'll be waiting for me.
Gotcha. All right. So.
Is it going to be Rocky themed?
Oh, as we go down the steps, I will play the theme song. Siri, start Eye of the Tiger.
All right. Okay. And so at that point, you guys are heading out, and you have this large, and so at that point, the female police officer comes up, and she's got 2 EMTs behind her, and she goes, "Do you guys need a hand?"
Now we got this.
All right. She says, "Okay."
Make sure that the way is clear for us. Get the civilians and
I
everything.
want to cast mage hand to go to see. Look, I got one.
All right. Okay, so at that point, Patricia Smith, the police officer from Philadelphia, she walks forward and she says, "Clear the way, clear the way." Okay, and you guys are, coming out, and at that point, she goes, "Where's your truck?" You're in fireman gear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right over there.
All right.
I just point to a random fire truck.
We really need a vehicle.
So they walk over, and she goes, and so you guys walk over, and she goes, and they give you a hand, like loading it into the back of the fire truck.
I'm totally driving the fire truck. If the sirens aren't on, I'm turning them on.
All right, so at that point, you guys are. So one, can you drive a fire? Can you drive that type of truck?
Oh yeah, it's a straight body. I can drive that.
Straight body. Okay.
Can you drive it well?
You guys get
Better than most of the fire trucks. It's firemen that drive them.
all right, and then so at that point, you guys just haul out, and you're able to take routes, and you turn on the siren, people start moving, and so you guys are driving away in a Philadelphia fire truck.
Siri, passion your Nerdarchy theme music.
When
It goes over the top.
away, I kind of point Dave to the left, still with this, weird chant, and we pull onto a side street, get it, anything and everything, useful off the truck, and there is my vehicle.
I grab a second axe.
Nice. All right. Okay. All right. So you are going to move the egg from the fire truck into. You are using fine vehicle.
I finished casting fine vehicle, and there is a combination cargo van, monster truck. It's dark green with a foresty kind of feel. The front of the grill looks kind of like a fanged maw, and it tells me that its name is Beast.
Nice. That's awesome. Fantastic. All right. So you guys.
There's plenty of room in the back of this for whatever it is that we need to haul, and nothing's gonna get in our way.
So while they're moving eggs, I had the 2 axes that were kind of twirling, one in each hand, feeling the balance for them. I'm like, wow, where'd this come from?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, where the hell did that come from? Nope.
Right? And as he says that, I lose my concentration. I almost take his head off.
Show your concentration.
And Siri says, "Duck now."
So I'm proficient in vehicles land, and when I drive this particular vehicle, I drive with expertise.
Very nice. That's awesome. All right. So at that point, there is still a major.
I was going to say it, but I will let it pass.
And Bart's a jerk enough to say it, so.
So at that point,
just smacked you. I've never seen Ted so violent before.
That wasn't an actual smack. I just kind of put my hand there and punched.
so at that point, there is still a lot of traffic. So you actually, there are areas where you like bump up onto the sidewalk and drive around cars, and actually.
It's got monster truck tires, doesn't it?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
that's the point.
Drive over the traffic.
So I'm heading to Gino's because at this point in time we're hungry. So we'll.
I stop off. I Yelp and I go to Yelp and like find a better recommendation for. No, this place is like gonna be way better than this bullshit. Come on, $12 for steakums.
I use whatever knowledge the city gives me to
find the best cheesesteak
to get the Pats or.
All right, so you're able to so the first thing you do. Well, okay, so actually, so you guys are all driving there, and I'm gonna ask for an insight roll right now.
From everybody?
So it's 15.
What is our proficiency bonus now?
Yours is a 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ours is a 4.
He just wants to rub that shit.
Mine would be a 5.
So is that a die 10? Or is that a
Yes,
die 12?
that is a die 10.
Oh, yes.
Plus 5 is a die 10. All right.
Right.
And so you get that die 10. Let me know what you get.
17.
17 as well.
So you are on the way, and do you tell them where you're heading and why?
Yes.
'Cause, yeah, okay.
Number 1, we're hungry, and number 2, there's a magic sword underneath.
So, Ted,
Yeah.
do you normally stash vehicles of this eccentricity in
Oh.
Philly?
No.
What do you do when we're not around?
So actually, so wait.
Clearly, whatever it is that Quairen did to us has affected us in some way, shape, or form.
I mean-
have you ever seen him twirl axes like that before? Have you ever seen him display any amount of dexterity?
And my tattoos are glowing. That's not true. Remember that time I jumped over the chairs and did not land on my face?
Yeah, I've seen his
No.
So
This is a cargo van monster truck.
So just so you guys are aware, you do come out of the experience with Quairen with the knowledge that you have been what she told you what she did.
Okay.
She pulled levels from her followers and gave them to them. So just so you guys are aware, just so you're clear, she has followers who are now like, wait, why can't I juggle anymore? Yeah.
She can't get angry anymore.
Exactly. And now on some of you it manifested. Oh, and that's another thing. One of the things you've seen for the first time is she pulled levels off of her followers and gave them to you. On your world, 2 of you, many of you have straight. Some of you have straight levels, but some of you the magic has changed, and so you now know that some spells may act differently on Earth when cast than they would in Faerun. Okay, because it mapped differently. There was no technology there, but it still allowed that to be mapped onto you in a different way, and actually the way that you chose. All right,
One
so you guys
question,
have perfect
does
knowledge
axe
of
to
your
the
own
face
ability.
those cast the same way?
Yeah, there you go.
Does
Exactly.
that mean that I'm really like twitchy for something to shoot? So, like something to shoot with, like crossbows or firearms. So if anybody knows any place we can come up with a couple of hand cannons that are really handy.
Yeah, that's gonna.
We were just in a
drive.
museum.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, but it was a really old museum. I'm thinking like revolver.
You know, the musket's pretty classy.
I was thinking we've got a really good audience. You guys have a really good audience with all the Nerdarchists, right? Maybe somebody can help us out.
Maybe somebody's got some stuff
know.
in Philly around the area.
Let's get a.
Well, let's shoot a video real quick.
We should. So
I pull out my Galaxy 5, and it's.
I make my case for firearms. Somebody in Philadelphia.
I'm driving.
Got to be willing to part with some firearms.
They're doing the videos.
So you let me know what shows up. And at Gino's, since we're going to be at Gino's, guys, if you want to deliver firearms there, I'll buy you a sandwich.
Whoa, wait a minute, we gotta start this right. Hey, Nerdarchy Dave here from Nerdarchy, 4 Nerds by Nerds, hanging out with some of the crew and special guest.
Just part.
Ryan.
From the driver's seat, and Ted.
Just a hand goes up.
Hey, from the end of the world, we're filming another Nerdarchy video, and we could use your help. So apparently all this D&D crap we've been talking about for all this stuff is the real deal, and we've just gained our first class levels. We drained them from the followers of, what's her name?
Quairen.
Quairen.
They were gifted.
And Dave was not on an all-night bender of doing drugs or whatever. This is legitimate and serious.
And I'm like, then I do like a close up of all my tattoos. I'm like, look, they glow. And then I summon the dual knives that are flaming. I'm like, it's the real deal. No, our production value just did not go through the roof.
That's
we
not
have magic
CGI, this is
weapons.
a live stream.
It really is. I want to shoot him with a firebolt.
Dude!
Watch you doing it or no? Okay. All right, check it there. Okay, all right. All right, so at that point, this goes out, right? And there are 9,000 people now who are like, oh my gosh, I have an idea what's happening
You didn't
here.
ask about the firearms.
All right.
You did.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to be a Geno's. All my
at
sandwiches,
that
friends,
point,
brings
all right.
firearms.
Explosives.
Yeah.
Until next time, guys, stay nerdy.
Extinguishing firearms.
All right.
So
Sub machine guns.
machine guns.
So at that
And
point,
vodka.
you guys get back
Vodka.
in. Oh, and you guys. Oh, so who passed the insight roll?
I did not.
I got
Did not.
23.
Did not.
I got
23.
a 17.
All right, that does pass a 15. All right, you realize, okay, you now have one of the eggs that Uja is going to be searching for, right? And you're saying, hey, we're gonna go grab this sword over here.
At Geno's.
Right.
That we broadcasted live.
Pats.
Well, or Pats.
Pats. They would
Whatever.
never put a magic sword under Gene.
They're both bullshit. I still will hold this to this day that they're both bullshit. But yeah.
Pats was the first. It's the real deal, and that's why the magic sword's under it.
Still buying sandwiches from Geno's, everyone.
All right, so at that there are.
I'll see you at 10 Stone for a cheesesteak because it was way better last time I had it some years ago in Graduate Hospital area.
Well, I was at Pat's last month, so.
Yeah, I saw you there.
Yeah, there you go.
I would have hung, just I would have got my food.
All right. So at that point, you guys realize you have an incredibly valuable item. It's out in the open. You guys are keeping it right now. Now, do you want to go get a magic sword, or do you want to secure that item? I'm just.
Magic sword.
Would be a good place to hide this.
Ted really wants the
That's
magic
a great
sword.
question. That should be a conversation you should have right now.
I'm gonna take a quick selfie with me and the dragon egg.
And the-
Because you said we can see the dragon moving around.
Dude.
This is gold. Do you know how many shares this is gonna get?
Well, Instagram, like we can do eggogram, dragon egg, all the hashtags you can possibly want to do.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Okay. All right.
So I go up into the front while they're
Yeah.
taking selfies with the. So Ted, where do you think we can stick this, or is your cargo
egg.
van having twin?
What do you mean? Stick what? The vehicle?
No, the freaking egg.
Oh.
Wait, does it have low jack? Does your
right?
car have like lock?
I mean, I don't think a storage unit's going to be good to put this thing. I mean,
Well, I don't know where we're gonna put the egg for now, but
I
we
mean,
can-
Not leaving a dog in the car in the summer.
that would stop somebody, let's say, from finding it from non-magical means.
I don't think anyone's gonna be able to abscond by vehicle. I mean, we're not gonna be in here all that long. We need to figure out a plan. I
But
think.
you want the sword first, is what you're saying.
Well, yeah. I mean, we need.
There's some guys in the back chopping steak with the sword.
we need a meal. We need a meal.
With onions.
And I think we could certainly use the sword. You know, we definitely need to keep it out of, Wuja's hands.
But
Yeah,
the point
okay.
is, Uja's going to be looking for this egg.
Yes, but if we're gonna, like, I don't know, I think,
We don't know if he's.
All right, I
like,
think we should send somebody
people.
in to make sure that. Oh, we don't know really.
Well, here's the thing. So, I just became all kinds of awesome. I could be pretty good at getting away from stuff.
Okay.
And also, too, my sexy babe Siri, she can go like look at stuff too for us. I mean,
Oh,
do they have-
as you're on your way, Siri says, "I now have the maps for Pat's Steaks," and she says, here's all the exits and entrances from the facility. This is where they keep their meat, which is very fresh. She continues to give you it. And so now
Thank
you
you,
actually
Siri.
have a map of where you're going into.
all right, so how about, we kind of shed some of this, fireman, whatever gear.
Right.
Yeah, let's
Park a block
it's
or
not,
two
it's
over.
not giving off stuff anymore. Is it?
It's a great question. Go ahead.
Dave is the most battle armed and ready at the moment. Why don't you stay here along with someone else? The three of us will go in, to order our sandwiches for everybody. Meanwhile, we'll try to gather information as to where the sword is. probably, if I know where I think it's at, maybe when I'm closer, it'll give me, more of an indication as to, where it is.
Oh yeah, I got this.
And we go get it along with our stakes, and then we, get out of Dodge.
Yeah,
okay.
If it's a
so you guys have decided
you
you are going to go get the sword before securing the egg. I understand. Okay.
Well,
so you guys,
I don't think there's a place that we can, quote unquote, secure it for, until we can either find one of Quiren's followers. I think we are on a course to Alabama to go talk to Miranda.
Because even in a bank, they could, if they have arcane magic, they could just get in there. Hell, I have ways to get into a bank vault, and I am nowhere near Quiren's level of circle of magic.
I think if we, circle level. Come on, D&D's real at this point in time.
Yeah.
Shit, how many hit points do you think we have?
Probably not enough. I'm still squishy.
Yeah. All right, so you guys, you pull up your van across, just about catty corner from Pat's. By the way, so you look and there are people like running across the streets, right? There's more and more chaos you start to see, right? And sure enough, Gino's is closed at 5. So it's about 10 p.m. right at night. They have shut down. But Sal at Pat Steaks is still selling. He goes, "Hey, how can you go?"
All right, well, we want a cheesesteak fully loaded, whatever.
Cheese wit, full,
exactly.
Full wit.
Yeah, whatever these guys want. I'm a chicken cheesesteak kind of guy.
So we're like the ordering counter.
Yes, exactly.
Right. So I'll cast detect magic and see if I can figure out where this
where the sword
is. Yeah.
Okay. You cast detect magic.
Yep.
And make sure you knock that off your spell list.
Yep.
It is exactly 20 feet below, about 10 feet in. And then from what he's told you, you can see that you would have to go in, you have to go around back into the kitchen and go down 2 flights of stairs. Go down a flight of stairs that goes down 2. Like there's 2 floors below.
So just for fun, anytime I cast a first level spell or higher, you can make me roll a magic surge. Just
all right, let's do it. Roll your magic surge.
I don't have to. I'm just saying I can. You can make me. Yeah, I figured it was a really traumatic experience and really intense, so I'd be a wild magic sorcerer.
Very nice.
7.
Not a 1.
What'd you get?
No. That's what you roll to see if you search.
Oh, I rolled actually. It's rare. I roll 1. Yeah.
So
he did.
Search. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm a step ahead of myself.
So you heard all the news that's been going on with everything, right?
Oh my gosh, what's going on? Do you guys have any idea?
So we have an idea, but it requires us to go down and check into your basement.
What?
Yeah.
Sal goes, wait. Why do you need to check in our basement?
There's a thing, like this crazy thing with all the stuff that's going on. It's an L&I sort of thing. There could be a gas leak.
What do you think? What do you think, according to what you heard on the news?
Everything I heard, man. I heard it's aliens.
Exactly. See, there's gas streaming down beneath the city. That's like it could be adversely affecting people, right? And you don't want that to be in your business. Like that could put you out of business. People start hearing about that. They yelp about it. They spread it all over the internet.
It's like radioactive radon.
You don't want bad reviews, do you?
You're gonna make persuasion check.
Oh yeah.
Hold on.
I have ranks.
Hold on. Let me set your DC.
I have another idea.
This isn't about hitting him over the head.
Yeah, he's
I also have the suggestion spell.
Idea.
Nice.
That's 26 before my modifier, so that's like over 30.
Oh wow! All right, so actually,
well, no, I only have a plus 3. Yeah, I only have a plus 3.
so he signs over the D. In the middle of it, right? Siri says, "Tell him you were sent by his brother Frank." Right. And so you're like, and the last thing I want to say is that Frank said you'd be willing to help us out.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, my brother, man. Yeah. He says, is it okay if I go with you?
Sure. Why not?
All right, let's go. All right. So Sal, he walks around, opens it up, and you guys walk into Pat's Steaks. All right.
Invocations. I took Eldritch Blast and Invocations. The one that Repelling Blast and the other one Eldritch Spear.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
All right.
It's very Eldritchy.
All right. So at that point, all right, Siri, you brings up the full Terminator view, right? And so so both of you guys see this. One, Sal's name. Right. Sal's name.
I'm in the van.
Oh, you're in the van with.
They're doing a stakeout because there's a cheesesteak place.
Yeah.
So you two are
Before it shakes
protecting.
in.
We could
So you two
should
are
have
protecting
cheesesteaks
the
tonight.
egg.
Yeah.
All right, both of you get inspiration because that's very cool to be out of the limelight for a minute. I appreciate that. All right, you guys go down. So you actually see Sal, his last name, his approximate age, because like Siri is taking his picture and comparing it and saying his approximate age, right? And it even says like it says second. What is the term if your parents were not born in America? First generation American Italian, right? And so it has all this data, and it actually shows like GPS to exactly where you need to walk. So you walk down, and he goes, we haven't really had much down here. We keep signs and stuff for when we have we get these politicians in here and they got to figure out how to eat a cheesesteak. And he goes, so he brings out these old keys and he opens it up, and sure enough, in there, right, like some of the shelves are down and right on the ground. And he steps back, is this glowing object, and he goes, "Whoa, you were right!" Right? And he steps back and he goes, "I'll let you guys go in." He goes, "Thanks for warning me."
See, the terrorists and Al Qaeda and aliens, the whole thing going on.
All right, all right.
So what do we
Thanks
say?
to Frank.
All right. So you walk in, and what you see, it is a great sword, and it is Droun. Okay, Droun. It is a named sword.
D-R-O?
Oh yeah, Droun. Droun. And it is a frost brand, and in addition to that, it is specific. So it is a named sword. So essentially, this is from Faerun. So it has frost brand. It is a great sword. And in addition to that, it allows any spell, any arcane caster around it to cast spells one level higher than they're normally allowed, as long as they're within 30 feet of it. All right.
So, darn, it's not a long sword.
Just
so
hold it. Carry it around with you.
Oh no. So
30 feet
it's
of
not.
it. You just have to
So
be within
one,
30 feet of
you
it.
get a set. So it was built for a team, it's not built for a caster to carry. If there's a caster in that
Range.
Exactly. So within that party, it would aid them as well. Okay, and actually, you get a sense that this was part of a set, and that whatever else was here is not here now. Okay.
there was something else.
Right. That was there. So you get a sense that this, when you who's picking it up?
I'm picking it up.
All right. So you pick it up, and when you pick it up, you get the sense that it's not all of what was crafted originally. And so actually, there was a set of armor that was crafted as well, but that's still on Faerun.
So,
Okay.
is it?
There's also a
it's
helmet.
named. Is it sentient?
It is not sentient. No. All right. So you now have
Scabbard with it or
drone.
no?
What's that?
Scabbard?
Yes, and actually it's got this this very fine black leather. It has a black. So when you pull it out, it's actually got runes all the way down it. Right.
I'm not going to draw it here. But
Oh, okay. So you leave it, and so actually, so Sal comes back out and he goes, "Do you guys need anything? Are you all right?"
Can we borrow that?
Because the
No,
thing
we're we're taking this dangerous object out of the thing.
absolutely.
So as soon as our steaks are ready, we'll head on out.
And he goes, "You got it." So he runs up, right? And so you guys come out, and at that point, the two of you, so you guys are in, and go ahead and make your. I need to see what rolls I need.
Oh, initiative.
And so Roman's there having a cheesesteak too, randomly enough. Roman from Philly.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. That's awesome. Okay, let me
Alexander Roman.
take Alexander Roman.
Okay, it goes by Roman.
Yeah, it's been Roman.
He's
Oh,
a
wait, can I
brawler.
see that?
Yeah. Brown hair, green eyes.
Thanks for joining us, Roman.
Right, you're exactly right.
Because he might recognize us.
All right. So at that point, he comes up and and so you guys are at the are in the in the vehicle, and you hear knock knock knock, just right at the window.
Look out.
He goes, "Hey, are you guys?" He goes, "Dave." He says, "I'm Alexander Roman, one of your fans."
How you doing, Roman?
He says, "I saw your video. I got what you need." Right? So he says, "Can I get in the van?" Right? And he goes, "I
Yeah,
want
right
to put
away.
this in street." So he comes in, he opens it up, and so he starts pulling stuff out, right? And so the first thing he pulls out is for each of you Maglite flashlight. Just push down a Maglite flashlight, which is also can be used as a club or a
flashlights,
right? So he pulls out Maglite flashlight, and then he pulls out. And he goes. So I think there's 4 of you guys, right?
5.
And he goes, oh, I only got 4 right now. He says, you know what? And actually, at that point, so he says, hey, well, I'll help you out. And he actually pulls out his own and puts it into the bag, right? So there's 4 M911 pistols, right? And there is a close combat weapon. There's a CCW. It is a 8-inch matte black blade for each one of you. Right, and then the last one is a 15 shot Glock. All right, and that came off of him personally, right? And then and then also he says there's 5 $70 Android phones. And he goes, that's just in case your batteries go down, right? He says, I didn't know what batteries you had for your own cells, but he goes, there's a cell phone for each one of you, an extra cell phone for each one of you. You may need that, right? And he goes,
see a problem for you if you try and use that cell phone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And he goes,
Siri would get so jealous. Oh, also, can Siri be powered kind of by the souls of my fallen enemies? She takes their energy when they depart this realm.
I think it's a bit dark for us trying to save the world.
Can I plug Siri in?
All right. So at that point, he goes, and listen, this is all I could get, quickly. I'll do what I can to help you guys out. He says, and let me know if I can get anything more, because boy, man, it is looking bad. This is crazy what's happening. Are you guys seeing this? He goes, holy crap.
I gotta point to the dragon egg like this.
All right.
We got the one in Philly.
And he goes, holy crap. And he goes, and so he starts to put his hand out.
Yeah, I was like, you probably don't want to touch that.
All right, he goes, he says, could I?
I don't think you should touch it. But if you did...
Dude! Get ahead and touch it! The dragon egg!
It did melt people's faces. Just letting you know. Like, I think I've warned you enough.
So he looks at you, he's like, yeah, all right. He puts his hand out. And he does, and this is actually important. All right, so he has a 12.
I'm getting the baking soda ready.
+1 at con. Oh, actually, it doesn't matter what he has at con. Same thing that happened to you guys. And so you guys have and actually,
nice
you hear in each of your minds, Quiryn says, she says, I will aid. The moment he hits, he goes through exactly what you guys did. Death saves, and he's going to get mapped if he lives. If he doesn't, she said, that's it. That's all the resurrections I've got.
Bard's so cool.
Right, and she doesn't say, because you're not a PC. Right? Right. So let's start his death saves. All right. Oh yeah. So he's up. Okay. So he's up, and Roman is the first to be mapped. And Roman.
See, this is where the dice are
brawler.
The random, character dice.
So Roman comes up with 4 fighter levels that have been stripped from Quiryn, but not her companions.
Or a monk. He's a brawler.
Right.
Oh yeah, he's a
brawler. Yeah, I'll give him 4 levels of monk. Yeah. So Roman goes,
Roman, you're out, monk.
He goes, oh my gosh, it is real.
I put the baking soda away.
Right? He goes, holy cows. He goes, that's amazing. All right. And at that point, you are sitting, Dave, you're sitting, and I need you to make a perception check.
So we come back at this point in time?
Snuck up on, I have celerity on.
Now tell me what that does.
I'm drawing a blank now.
Oh, it just gives you speed, right? Or does it give
if I'm surprised, I can spend a side point to no longer be surprised.
Perfect. All right.
That is a 15.
You nailed it right on, exactly what you needed. You see 2. Actually, you see the first one first, right? You see the Ford F-150 with the Kevlar pack slides around the corner. There's a 2 liter of Shasta that slides across and goes out the open window the other side on top of the so on F-150 you see a guy, he's got a bandana right here, like he's got a red bandana, and from the and you see two guys with rifles, right, holding on to the handrail on the back, right, and then you see another exact one come around the corner. There's at least so there's two in the cab, and then there's two in the back, and they slide around and they're coming up. They're about 80 feet before they get to you.
I jump in the front seat of the monster truck, and I fire it up.
Fire it up. All right, gotcha. All right, all right. So you fire that up.
We're going for a ride, Roman.
You are not, and actually, and so you guys.
Before you describe it, I said we were walking, up at just this time.
So you have the sword on your back, correct? So you have the sword on your back, right? And you guys run up, and you each have a cheese stick in your hand.
I got a bag, with all of them in it, and
I go to the drink carrier
for clearing the. For clearing this dangerous object, he actually threw a couple extra steak sandwiches in because I was going to give one to Roman.
There you go. That's awesome. All right, so you have a bag of cheesesteaks. The rest of you guys look up, and there's this Ford F-150 sliding around the corner, and you see that essentially it looks like guerrilla warriors, and they're all bandanaed, and they're coming straight toward you.
I don't know anything about guns.
All right, yeah.
Wait, 911 pistol. Is that considered a revolver or an automatic?
It's an automatic.
I asked Siri. Siri, game stats on D20 modern pistols.
What page are you on before you close that?
Oh, it's page 268
of your handy Dungeon Master's Guide.
Thank you.
What is the range on my spell here?
All right.
What is the damage on the pistols?
And actually, you are at the top of the.
The Glock. The Glock would be a revolver.
Everybody else roll initiative. All right.
It could go either way.
Damn it! My Eldritch Blast doesn't deal nearly that much damage.
What's that?
Is a Glock a revolver or semi?
It is a Glock. It's an automatic pistol.
Oh, it's an automatic. Yeah. Okay.
What are we rolling for?
Initiative.
12.
Really? They're automatic?
I have an
I
11.
didn't know that.
It could be semi-automatic. Okay.
No, it's not full auto.
Well,
we don't have our guns yet, though.
Semi-automatic is actually
semi-automatic. You're correct.
it's actually a stupid name because every time you push the
So barbarians get advantage on that.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's exactly the point.
So that's not actually automatic. There's no
semi-automatic
stupidity.
Trust me, I really want to range about that. But
Yeah, so really it's a gun that shoots.
Semi-automatic,
Whenever you
absolutely
pull.
nobody denotes automatic in any sense of the word.
Whenever you squeeze the trigger.
One trigger, one bullet.
Yeah.
Not
Whenever you squeeze the trigger.
Very much not.
So semi is just actually
All right,
really
and-
melodic, but whatever.
Yeah. Okay. And so I've got.
We blame you, anti-gun lobby, for stupid words.
Damn right.
All right. So I've got a 21, and actually,
Really, what they're saying is not a bolt action rifle.
Yes. Basically, yeah.
But that's halfway to automatic. It's like halfway to.
what do you got, Nate? Oh wait, you're at top.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Dave, no, you're at the top of initiative.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
11, yeah.
I guess that's
Dave, 11. What do you got, Ted?
15.
Ryan?
2. That's why.
He's like, geez,
That's why I wanted to be a halfling, because they're none of the ones that get rolled.
Oh, and Siri goes, the Ford F-150 that is approaching has a recall on it. There's a dangerous part of the front suspension.
Thank you, Siri.
It's okay. One of the vehicles is going to get turned off.
I'm sorry, what was yours again? One more time?
15.
Sorry about that. All right, Bart, what do you got?
12.
That's a recall.
All right. Okay, and you have a and actually both of my guys go first.
Well,
all right,
he goes first.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Okay.
Oh, and the first thing you see them take AR-15s and lower them over. The two guys that are not driving. And actually, you see a pistol come out of the side for the other guy that's not driving. And even the guy that's driving, he has a pistol coming out of the side.
Good golly. All right. I know this is really lame, but I'm feeling pretty good. I'm going to try and shoot the driver.
All right, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. It's got to be some kind of concentration, holding a gun and driving at the same time.
All right. So at this point,
I'm going to pick up one of the M911s.
All right. So here's what happens. So you kick the back doors open, jump out, and turn around. Bang. All right.
Okay.
All right. And hold on. Oh yeah. And I am checking your armor class. It's just so you're going to use Dex clearly, And also, you're going to do 2d6 piercing if you hit.
Okay.
And you can fire 2 rounds, so you can fire 2.
Okay.
So you get two actual attacks.
All right.
Whoa!
23 plus other stuff, and a 14, 15.
Okay. The second one, they both hit.
Okay.
All right. So it goes right through the. Wait, real quick.
Okay.
It goes right through the window. And actually, let me see your damage, and I'll tell you what happens.
So 12.
12.
And 11. So
the first one goes right into his shoulder. Second one goes right through his neck, right? And actually you've killed the driver, right?
Ooh.
The Ford F-150 immediately lurches, and
now I wish I didn't jump out of the vehicle.
all right. And actually, I'm
didn't
going to
jump
say that there is a
push it open and all right.
there's a 20% chance. So. Yeah, so here's what. Okay, let's going to get interesting. All right.
So I didn't jump down. You didn't say I jumped down on the ground. I could shoot from the vehicle.
Oh, you were standing.
Yeah,
actually,
okay.
you had to get out of the vehicle to shoot, right?
Because I have to like crouch or something.
No, you're standing in the middle of the street because they're 80 feet away.
Okay.
Yeah. So actually, you are, and that's one of the reasons that helped you. So you're directly in front. Okay. They're 80 feet away, and the car's heading straight toward you, but you fire off because there's not a lot of time, right? And so there's a 20% chance that. So the car. Oh, you know what? So here's what's going to happen. 1 through 4, he's going to turn severely, and the truck's going to flip. 5 through 10. The car's going to continue. The car's going to turn off to one side, and then 50% chance it'll just keep going straight. And actually he turns off to the side.
I know.
So he turns off to the side. The car doesn't flip, and immediately the 2 guys in the back, right? They see the car opening up, and the 2 of them jump up out of the Ford F-150 as it veers off to the other side.
I just think
right?
of
So they're in the middle of a jump, right, aiming down toward you in the middle of the street, right? And as they jump up, you see they've got bandanas here. They look to be probably 5'10", 5'10" to 6'2". There's about normal height. They both appear to be male. They have they have pants that cut off right about 8 inches above where their feet are. They're wearing sneakers, but their pants are very wide on the bottom. Okay. And they're wearing T-shirts, and one of the T-shirts says ICP on it.
Fucking Joe Rose.
And also campaign mystery.
And then also too, I say, shit, Siri, do you think that was the bullets or the recoil that made the car flip or the truck flip?
She says, that was Nate. And she says, he has fired an M911 automatic weapon. It's just and she starts.
It is against the local municipality ordinance.
Well, more than that, she's like, she shattered his clavicle bone, right? And just keeps like going on and on, high detail of what he just did.
So I'm thinking of like elves from Lord of the Rings. So I feel like I'm screwed now because they just leapt off like it was nothing, and they're shooting at me while they're jumping. So I'm just like,
they don't start climbing elephants.
Also, I predict there will be $40,000 to $60,000 damage on that Dunkin' Donuts. This truck will hit evidently.
That Dunkin' Donuts. No. Yeah.
Right, so these 2. Okay, so they're next. Actually, they're on 16s and 19s, and they fire the first. 3-round bursts that have ever been fired toward you guys are fired.
So now, shouldn't they be doing a disadvantage since they're in a moving vehicle and leaping and all this?
The Juggalos, they live for that. Are you kidding? They get advantage.
They train for that kind of stuff.
The Juggalos, this is like doing Friday nights.
Exactly. This is a Tuesday.
They're within short range.
Yeah.
So
all right. So this is
regular.
going to be a rifle automatic, right? And they're going to get. And it has burst fire. Yeah, just what I thought.
Oh, is that an area of effect?
Yeah, burst fire is actually a specific burst fire. A weapon that has this burst fire property can make a normal single target attacker. It can spray a 10-foot cube area within normal range within shot. Each creature in the area must succeed a DC 15 or take the weapon's normal damage. And so in midair, as they're flying forward, they're going to hit you guys because they can put that. They can put that down. Yeah,
Nice.
So that is what That is what an AR-15 does. Okay.
Yeah, I'm dead.
All right.
Maybe one of them.
An energy
Well, we
cell
have hit
contains
points.
enough
We
power
have a
for
fair
all
number of
shot.
hit
Oh,
points.
this
40.
Can I rage
It's
and
10 pieces of ammo. All right.
Can I rage and use a vehicle in melee?
15.
I have no AC right now.
Yeah, I have an 11.
Two of them are going to fire.
Well,
I'm gonna take
it's
these
burst,
two.
so it's actually DC save,
Yeah.
which is actually better than them shooting like.
So
DC
here's the first
15.
guy. Here's the first guy
I got 1.
firing.
Would you rather they roll
And-
3 plus to hit you?
Right.
That's probably what it would be.
Okay. 17 plus.
Well, you said they're doing a
Yeah.
burst attack,
It's,
right?
if
Right.
it's area of
Right.
effect.
But they
it's
do have advantage.
So they don't have to attack. They just do an AOE.
Yeah, it's an area.
We
of
just
effect.
make it. We just
Oh
make it safe.
man.
Yeah, isn't it like?
No, it says a single normal attack. Or no, you're right. Or
Well,
can
like-
spray.
You just read it to us.
Yeah.
Normal. And yeah, to see. Wow. Holy
Siri
crap.
read how lethal
That's
the
incredibly
AR-15
powerful.
is.
DC 15. Good luck. Jeez.
Nope.
Yeah, all right, let's see. Nope.
All right. 2d8.
Oh, that's right, because you're not proficient with the save.
Nope.
No.
All right.
Oh,
what do you
okay, so
got?
DC 15 is
What
hard.
is it saving?
15.
It's
and
incredibly
that's
hard in this edition,
the
yeah.
save
I have advantage on that.
is.
Good fucking for you.
I still don't have proficiency. And they're shooting at
Can
you
I
guys
use
anyway.
acrobatics to like Matrix style dodge out of the
I
way?
will allow that. I'll allow you to add your proficiency bonus, and well, actually, you get your acrobatics levels and your proficiency.
proficiency
Yeah, good luck. Oh, you're way over.
Yeah,
All right.
19, 20.
So he literally spins forward. You guys are struck by bullets. Oh my gosh! All right. Whoa!
Mage.
14 points of damage.
I think Ted just died.
No. That's more than a third of my hit
If he
points.
didn't
Though.
gain cleric levels, he would have.
So for the first time in your life, you were shot with a bullet. Am I right about that? Yeah.
Siri, remember my funeral arrangements.
I love you all.
Wait.
So,
Says,
I'm
in
gonna
Fairmount
say that
Park,
one-
there's
that
a
one
beautiful
tears through my
cemetery that
left
overlooks the Schuylkill River.
Why, thank
I will
you,
make
Siri.
arrangements.
Siri, I know you care.
All right, and so she says, should I call emergency paramedics to your aid?
Emergency paradise.
Yes, all the emergency care.
Will do. All right. So you are struck as well. You take 14 damage, and that was the first guy. The second guy?
That was the first
That
guy.
was the first guy.
Oh,
Is he bursting again?
No, he's firing one.
Balls.
All right, and he is firing right at you.
all right.
All right. All right. Oh, and he has got a 19. That's your AC.
Not 19.
Let's see here.
Is it a 12? Is it an
Is
11?
anything I...
All right.
A 19, you don't have to check. Just roll the damage. Come on. You know
Yeah,
that.
you can roll the damage. I was checking. I've got powers here.
I got the best armor class here, and I know
but
that hits me.
I can't shield myself.
So that hits your
And
AC.
I'm on shields.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't
okay.
shield myself.
Yeah, you need like
and
full
you
plate
take
and a
3.
shield.
You take 3 damage, and it takes a chunk out of your arm. All right, you're like, oh, right, okay, and that was both of my juggalos. The truck veered. Actually, we'll do that at the end of the round.
There's a,
All right,
there's a second vehicle coming,
there's a
right?
second vehicle behind them. Exactly.
All right. As soon as it is exactly 60 feet away, I turn it off.
You turn off the other vehicle. Oh wow. Okay, gotcha. That's pretty awesome. Okay.
It means power steering's not working.
Actually,
Or the
let's go
brakes.
down. Let's get into
I
the
think you
action.
break
So,
without power.
you
can
had your
power break
action.
part of
Oh,
the
and you
power.
are next.
Yeah,
All right,
that's
so
what I'm saying.
yeah.
This becomes
All right. So
straight
you want
when it
to,
comes
and
to
is that's casting a spell essentially?
Yeah,
That does
cantrip,
take your
just-
right. I got you.
I can turn something on or turn something off.
All right. So
Vehicle,
you actually. Oh, and actually,
Got-
even better than that, I said it is sliding around the corner. So he
Yes.
loses all power in the middle of the slide, right?
the middle of
The
the
truck slides right, so it's coming around. It's going to come around here. The truck goes right across into the other street. And it's like there's buildings blocking it now, right? Okay, so at that point, and that was on, and that was Ted on, and Bart. What do you got?
How far away is the monster truck from me?
It's only 20 feet.
Okay, so I'm going to run to the monster truck, and apparently there's weapons in there, so I'm gonna go hop in and see if I can grab a weapon.
All right,
I'll
so at that
use my
point,
move action to get into the vehicle as well.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna use my movement to get into the vehicle and see if there's any weapons, which obviously I
Bonus
find
action to
something.
rage.
All right.
up?
All right. And so at this point, you actually go in, and actually Alexander Roman jumps out of the truck and starts running forward, right? And he turns and he throws one of the pistols to you. You catch it, and you can fire this round if you wish. There's two juggalos in the air. Did you want to fire at either one of them?
Many things
and there's also two
actions.
juggalos that are about to slam into a Dunkin' Donuts.
Like the idiots in Dunkin' Donuts, I'm going to shoot one of the fools that was shooting at us.
Yeah, exactly. All right. All right, good luck.
Alright, so...
You're using your...
This would be Dex, right?
Right.
So I got my proficiency, which is that.
Now, do you get... Actually...
You could have said that as an action.
What would give you...
Yeah, but I'm not going to go... I was going to go swing a car at
Oh, so my thinking was...
so
my original concept was, like, rogue,
Yeah,
crossbows, modern world,
you're
firearms,
fine. Yep,
small
so
arms at
we'll
least.
definitely give you proficiency. It's a martial weapon.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Can
Yeah, so you're
I
fine.
retcon something? My free interact with object, I'll toss Nate the sword.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
you
it
got
tossed
it.
me
Yeah.
that.
Well, you
All
get
right,
within
you
30
got
feet
it.
anyways.
Absolutely.
Well, no,
Oh, yeah.
He got up into the truck, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so he just tossed it
Oh,
down.
and I crit failed.
Oh, yeah, not good. Okay.
You need to use different dice, man.
I've been rotating my die.
Yeah.
That's the
All right.
problem.
I think I just shot myself.
You have to show loyalty here, man.
All right. So
Yeah,
actually,
sleeping around right now with those
Yeah.
dice.
so actually, at that point, there's a fire off, right? And actually, there's yeah. So there's a fire. Alexander Roman is running as fast as he
Nah,
can,
shoot,
right?
Alexander.
Okay.
Great.
And at that point, yeah, he's running forward. The two jugglers are coming down. That was Bart. You missed. And Ryan, what do you got?
Oh, well, listen.
I had 11.
Yeah, the two
I got 11.
Yeah, he goes at 11.
Right. Oh yeah. You're next. I'm sorry.
How far is the juggalos from me, and how far is the...
Juggalos are in the air. They're about 60 feet.
They're flying?
So they leapt off of the Raptors, so that the Raptor was going. The F-150 Raptor that they were on is now careening into a Dunkin' Donuts.
What about the other? How far away is the
Those
other
two
one?
guys are in the air like this and just own those two.
So, okay, well, I'm going to run those guys over.
Oh god! So you actually jump in, you start the van up, and you right, and actually, so at this point you are speeding toward them,
Yeah.
but within 6 seconds, it's not enough time to actually hit them. But they're still in the air. Your truck is moving forward. Oh shit!
It's a good thing it's a monster truck.
Wait, the terrible thing is, oh man, I don't feel bad about doing this because I warned you that not secure the egg could be an issue. The egg's in the back of the truck, right? And you open the doors to get out. Remember me saying that?
Well, Ted tossed me down a sword, so that's where Ted is
I'm
right
gonna
now.
close the
Right.
door.
Oh, so you don't have an action.
You
That's
already
the problem.
tossed
You
the
don't have
sword
an
down
action.
already.
Yeah, but
You're gonna catch
Ryan does.
I'm standing next to the egg, though.
Well, actually, you're not in the truck.
Yes, I am.
Oh, you went in the
I
truck.
went into the truck and I dropped in the sword.
That was awesome. You get inspiration for being there and saving the egg, because otherwise it'd be rolling out of the back. And actually, so you actually.
Yeah,
Oh,
jackass, why'd you leave that open?
Oh man, this is going to get weird. So
you
the egg.
need-
So
you
what do
need
you? I need to know
conflict. You need
exactly what
problems
you
to happen
do.
for
The
this
egg.
to
So
occur.
here's what's happening. He's in the front of the truck. Then there's the egg. The egg is sitting in the open, right? So it's going to roll to the back. You're at the back, and then the doors are behind you. What do you do?
Well, if it rolls towards the seats,
Yeah.
then I'll go like grab onto the seat and brace myself, against the egg, so that it's going to push against me.
Right.
When
So
the
you're
time
going to
changes.
touch the egg.
Yeah.
That's okay. So,
That's all he needed to know.
Yeah.
Death saves.
all right.
You're going to get another 4 levels, Ted, or dead.
So you actually go forward and you make sure the egg is there, and you pull the door, and the moment you touch the egg, okay, you hear, "I will aid you," right? And so Qui-Gon again tries to push forward
3 times in one day.
pulling. So every time anybody touches the egg, she strips power from her people and then gives it to you, right? Right, so, right. So at that point, go now. However, you do not have to make any death saves,
Okay.
right? What happens is she begins to pull power, and so as soon as you're touching it, she begins to say, and she goes, Ted, is that you?
It is me.
She goes, are you safe?
There are assailants, and the egg is in a little bit of danger at the moment. As
She
I
says,
wait.
well, I'm going to try to leave power with I've already gifted you, so I will only bring forward what I've already drawn, right? And this is important, and you guys need to understand these. The eggs are not only, okay, they're not only dragon eggs, they're a conduit to Qui-Ran. She's doing everything she can to aid her companions. and you now have gained an additional level, which she stripped from her followers on Faerun, right? And so now you have 1 level. You can take whatever you wish in that. She pulls it from her people, but then you also realize something. When you look at it, you can see. And actually, that's it. So she has pulled power from one of her people. You gain 1 additional level. Okay. All right. You snatch the doors closed.
Touching the egg is a good idea.
Snatch the doors closed. You snatch the doors closed, right? And you got the eggs. And also, you feel the baby black dragon move in the egg, like, and it feels it's like an egg with the skin of a black snake. It feels really unsettling, and you can kind of feel the dragon moving in there, right? And you could tell like it's getting close to coming out. All right, and so at that point, and then the last person, what do you got?
All right, so he's barreling.
So I can't run him over.
Not in this round.
He's barreling toward them, and they're going to have to deal with that before they can.
But a person can move that far in a round.
You have to start the truck up, and then actually, I guess the truck was already going.
He said the truck was already started.
Yeah, that's true. It's 60 feet. It will be resolved right in the beginning of the next round before they act again. Go ahead.
Okay, because
I want to use a bonus action to summon my daggers.
Okay, well, but you're driving.
I'll drive with my elbows. Look, I can smoke a cigarette, drink a coffee, and text message while driving.
All
right, here's my question. So the other truck barreled into the Dunkin' Donuts and flipped?
You could see that it's about to. At the beginning of the next round, it'll crash into the Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah. It's taken care of. Like, you really feel like there's nothing you need to do there.
And so all the people in there, they're not a threat?
Yeah.
They're all dead. No one got their coffee.
Yeah.
So I got shot.
Actually, more than that, you can see that they're really they're moving very fast, right? Okay,
as well as lightning bolt.
Okay.
This reminds me of a video we shot earlier.
How... And the other truck, everybody's neutralized from that because there's the 2 guys, the driver's dead.
Well, there's 2 guys.
I'm still pissed at the a-hole that shot me. I'm going to hex him, and then I'm going to Eldritch Blast his ass.
Whoa, okay, got it. Go ahead.
Nice.
All right.
2 bolts.
2 bolts.
And there's no roll, correct?
Right, no, I rolled a hit.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Let me know what you get.
All right, so red and gold, we'll go with green.
AC is
Oh, you know what?
15.
We'll color code these.
AC is 15.
All right, HC 15. One's a crit, they'll both hit.
Oh, wow. All right.
So that's...
Let me see your damage.
It's going to be a lot. He's probably just
What's
dead.
your minimum?
Well, it's 3d10.
Yeah.
3d10 plus another 3d6.
You're fine.
Yeah.
So at that point, he is. What would happen to someone who was hit by an Eldritch Blast? You tell me.
So, basically, coruscating electrical energy kind of pulses around me, kind of starting from my iPhone.
Your phone for some reason.
Yeah, for some reason. It these 2 beams blast at him from him, and just like they hit with such force, and it doesn't even look like it would muster that kind of energy. But each hit actually pushes the guy 10 feet further along and smacks him into a building, where he just kind of like thuds into a bunch of wet goo into a tenement that's near Geno's or Pat's. So sucks for them for living around here. And then I then shift my my next target to my hex to the other guy and look at him with like electric blazed eyes.
Wow.
And then I also look for cover.
What stat are you hexing?
Oh, I adversely affect a stat too, huh?
Yeah,
well,
pick one.
Dex, because he's firing a gun, and then I look for cover.
As he flies through the air.
Yeah.
Right,
the other one, yeah.
All right, so you've killed the person who fired on you and Ted and Bart, but Bart was able to acrobatically dodge out of the way. We move into the next round, at the top of the next round, and the actions of those 2, one, he continues to die, which like, and then your attack finishes. You slam into him. He hits the front of the van, which takes 0 damage. He careens off like a rag doll and gets thrown onto this brick wall and just crumples, clearly dead. Right, most of his bones broken. There's no roll. You completely kill him, and then you surge forward about another 60 feet ahead as you're full on using all force of with the cleric in the back of the car. at that point,
So I'd be heading towards the other vehicle.
right, correct.
Just now
However,
Dunkin' Donuts.
the other vehicle slid way off, right? Okay, and at that point, you actually look over and you see one of the juggalos has come around the corner and he's going. To the rest of them, like, leave! They're all dead, right? So you see this as you speed past the street that they were past, and he's waving off the other ones. However, this happens. The truck careens into the Dunkin' Donuts, and at that point, a big, huge piece of glass slices off and bounces out, and thunk, right? And Alexander's running forward. And he falls. I need you. No, not you two. I need you. No, you're looking for cover. I need you and you to make a roll.
Okay.
All right. Unmodified. Just let me know if you're over a 15. Two?
No.
All right. It's you. All right. So you see Alexander. A big piece of plate glass slices right into his neck. Right. You run up. Right. And he's on the ground. You go down to him, and with your what healing powers? Annie?
No.
Right.
I'm first aid CPR certified. That's about it.
You are first aid CPR certified, and so you go
Pressure on the wound. It's from his hip to his neck.
And it's in his neck, and you there's just a pool, and so there's a pool of blood. Now you're above him. What exactly do you do?
That's a cleric.
Yeah. I'm gonna yell because there's nothing I can do about this.
All right. So you're like, help!
Direct pressure, hold above the heart. Yeah. I gotta
So
help
actually,
him.
you do have first aid CPR, and you realize he's about to die.
Oh,
he's about to die within the next few seconds. And he looks up and he looks kind of startled, and he goes, and you can see he's getting woozy already, and he kind of points you down.
Gushing blood from an artery.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you sit down next to him or?
Yeah, I'll see what he has to say.
All right. So you go down and you're on one knee, and he goes, he says, I'm cold. He goes, what happened?
You're dying.
And he goes, and he goes, well, I'm really glad I got to help you guys.
So am I.
I guess they're in
Right. So at that point, you just
I'm like,
you're looking around
to Ted like,
Right.
let's go.
And he goes, you're right, I am going to die. He goes, hey, tell the Nerdarchy guys, this is the best way I could have spent my life. He says, helping them.
I can do that.
And then the last thing he says, and he starts to speak, and you could tell that he can't get it out, right? So you put it over, and he says, stay nerdy.